Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A humorous Saturday straight ahead with Abbott and Costello, The Great Gildersleeve, Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, Fibber McGee and Molly, and Lum and Abner. And thank you for tuning in on this Saturday, 25th day of November, 329th day of the year, 36 days left till we get to 2024. The last British troops left New York City on this date in 1783, 3 months after the signing of the Treaty of Paris. The worst, deadliest tornado outbreak in the U.S. on this date in 1926. History struck on Thanksgiving Day. 27 twisters of great strength in the Midwest, including the strongest November tornado, an F4 that devastated Heber Springs, Arkansas. 51 deaths in Arkansas alone, 76 deaths and over 400 injuries in all. Woody Woodpecker first appeared on this date in 1940 in the film Knock Knock.
Guess who?
The cartoon starred the long-forgotten Andy Panda. The storm of the century, a violent snowstorm, paralyzed the northeastern U.S. and the Appalachians on this date in 1950, bringing winds up to 100 miles an hour and sub-zero temperatures. Pickens, West Virginia, recorded 57 inches of snow. 323 people died due to the storm. 1963, on this date, President Kennedy buried at Arlington National Cemetery.
O God, through whose mercy the souls of the faithful find rest, be pleased to bless this grave. Send thy holy angels to keep it, and loose from the body we bury herein, and of our beloved Jack Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, and that his soul may rejoice in thee with all the saints through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Cardinal Richard Cushing at the graveside of the late president. 1980, Sugar Ray Leonard regained the WBC World Welterweight Boxing title in a bout against Roberto Duran in 1980 in the No Mas fight. 36 top musicians gathered in a Notting Hill studio on this date in 1984 and recorded Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas to raise money for famine relief in Ethiopia. 1986, Attorney General Edwin Meese announced profits from covert weapons sales to Iran illegally diverted to the anti-communist Contra rebels in Nicaragua.
The only persons in the United States government that knew precisely about this, the only person, was Lieutenant Colonel North. Admiral Poindexter did know that something of this nature was occurring, but he did not look into it further.
I'm deeply troubled that the implementation of a policy aimed at resolving a truly tragic situation in the Middle East has resulted in such controversy.
Attorney General Edwin Meese on this date in 1986. An ice storm struck the central U.S. in 1996, killing 26 people. Powerful windstorms affected Florida, wind gusts over 90 miles an hour, toppling trees and flipping trailers. In 1999, a 5-year-old Cuban boy, Elian Gonzalez, rescued by fishermen while floating in an inner tube off the Florida coast. In 2002, President George W. Bush signed legislation creating the Department of Homeland Security. And in 2003, the Senate gave final congressional approval to Medicare legislation, combining a new prescription drug benefit with measures to control costs before the baby boom generation reaches retirement age. Passing away on this date in history, journalist, politician, writer Upton Sinclair, UN Secretary General U Thant, actor Jack Albertson, comedian Flip Wilson, the communist leader of Cuba, Fidel Castro, and Detective Harris in the Barney Miller television program, Ron Glass.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Those who have left this mortal coil include Carrie Nation, Pope John the 23rd, also baseball's Joe DiMaggio, actor Ricardo Montalban, Lois Lane, Noel Niel, musician Percy Sledge, and John F. Kennedy Jr., all born on this date in history. Ben Stein, 79 years old today. Actor John Larroquette, who's back in the Night Court revival, 76. Singer Amy Grant, 63. From Married with Children, Christina Applegate, 52, who has survived cancer but now is suffering and battling MS. 52 years old is Christina Applegate. The daughters of George W. Bush and Laura Bush, Barbara Bush and Jenna Bush, 42 years old. And from Arrow and Flash, Katie Cassidy is 37. Those of you, the people who celebrate the 25th day of November, is their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And we'll get this show rolling with Abbott and Costello from 80 years ago, November 25th, 1943, in just a moment, when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues.
Everyone who works for a living knows that illness or injury may keep them from earning a living. Today, more than 9 out of 10 American workers are covered by Social Security, and each one should know that if he becomes severely disabled, he and his family may be eligible for monthly Social Security disability payments. More than 1 million people are now receiving benefits each month under this program. For more information about Social Security disability benefits, write to Social Security, Department 15, Hollywood 28, California, and ask for a free copy of Booklet 29 called If You Become Disabled.
Thanks to those of you who've asked about my health. My health is doing better, but the voice still cramps up after a little while of doing this. I don't know what it is, but we're going to hopefully get this all resolved sooner rather than later. But we're going to roll on here with some funny stuff. From 80 years ago, November 25th, 1943, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
The Abbott and Costello program, brought to you by Camel, the cigarette that's first in the service according to actual sales records. See if your throat and your taste don't make Camel a first with you, too. Find out for yourself. Listen to the great rhythms of Freddie Rich and his orchestra, the swingy singing of Connie Haynes. And this being Thanksgiving Day, we recall this touching scene. As the good ship Mayflower landed at Plymouth Rock, the captain shouted to the Indian chief,
Costello, do you realize it's 7 o'clock? Where have you been?
Oh, Abbott, I just came from your house. And have I got news for you?
What is it?
Your cat just had chicken.
My cat had chickens?
Yep.
My cat had chickens?
Yep.
You mean kittens. Cats don't have chickens.
What was that you brought home in a paper bag last night?
Chickens.
Well, your cat just had them.
You mean that cat ate my chickens?
He swallowed the chickens, bag and all.
Why didn't you take them away from him?
You know me, Abbott. I ain't the type that would let the bag out of the cat. I read that wrong, huh?
Well, I've got plenty of other food around the house.
Well, by the way, Abbott.
What?
Seeing that this is Thanksgiving Day,
yes?
I hate to think of you eating alone.
What do you mean?
What do you say to having Thanksgiving dinner with me?
Well, why, that's mighty fine of you, Costello.
Good.
At what time?
8 o'clock at your house.
Oh, no. You'll get no turkey at my house.
Then how about a little duck?
Duck?
Yeah, that's a chicken with snowshoes on.
Hey, look. I'm sorry, Costello. You can't come to my house for Thanksgiving. I'm having a dinner for the Snooty set.
Oh, the Snooty set.
You heard me.
No, I'm not good enough to eat with pigs.
No. Will you listen to me, please?
I'm listening.
Tonight I'm entertaining a few of the 400.
A few of the 400?
Yes.
That's 800 altogether.
No. Just the 400.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
That's your line.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
just because they weigh a little more than me, that don't make them any better than I am.
No, look, talk sense, please. I couldn't have you at my house. This is going to be a very classy affair. Why, I have a little silver tray to brush the crumbs on.
Crumbs?
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Don't you have crumbs at your table?
Sure, Abbott. You're welcome anytime.
No. There you go. You have absolutely no finesse.
No what?
I said you have no finesse.
What would I do with a furnace? In California, you don't need a furnace. If it gets cold, we turn on the gas heater.
All right, Costello. I didn't say...
Or the radiator.
I didn't say...
He's getting like boy,
All right, look, please.
Furnace.
All right. I didn't say furnace in the first place. I said finesse. Look,
you don't know what you're saying.
All right, you're getting me all mixed up here. Look, I'm trying to tell you. Listen to me, please. Your table manners are terrible. The last time you had dinner at my house, you did nothing but reach across the table and grab for the food.
Well, what was wrong with that?
What was wrong with that? You've got a tongue, haven't you?
Yeah, but I can reach further with my arm.
There you go again, Costello, you see? You know nothing at all about the proper way to eat. You have no etiquette.
I got no what?
You have no etiquette.
Etiquette?
Yes, you heard me.
You don't even know how to say the word. Etiquette.
Yeah.
You dope.
What do you mean?
You mean antiquity?
No. It's etiquette.
Well, etiquette and antiquity, it's the same thing
All right,
anyway.
so what?
Well, I'll go out and I'll buy one of them books on etiquette by Emily Pillar.
Emily Pillar?
Yeah.
That's Emily Post.
Okay, I'll read the both of them.
Both of them?
I'll go from pillar to post.
Well, you should read that book, Costello. It will tell you a lot of things. For instance, which is proper to use when eating peas, a fork or a spoon?
I don't use either one.
Well, how do you eat your peas?
Oh, I just slide my lower lip under the plate and bank the peas off the mashed potatoes. Sometimes the mashed potatoes goes in my ears.
Yes, I can imagine.
Sloppy, huh?
Yeah. Costello, you haven't got the brains of a 2-year-old child.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
Look at the difference in our ages.
The way you act, I could never have you at my table.
Look, Abbott, if you know so much about manners, just answer me this one thing.
What is it?
Which hand do you stir your coffee with?
I stir my coffee with my right hand.
That's funny. Most people use a spoon.
That's no laughing. Now, that settles it, Costello.
You ain't got no etiquette.
Yeah, that settles everything. I was just about to break down and invite you for dinner. But now you had to be a smart aleck, didn't you?
Wait a minute, Abbott.
Yeah, you did.
Wait a minute.
Now?
You're my old pal.
I can't help it.
You can't do this to me.
Well, I did.
You gotta invite me to dinner on Thanksgiving. I ain't got no place to go.
I'm sorry.
You can't let your old friend starve.
Look
at me, Abbott. I only weigh 90 pounds now.
90 pounds? Why, you're 56 inches around the waist.
Yeah, but I'm hollow.
All right, look. All right. You can come to dinner, Costello. But you'll have to make yourself useful. Now get there early and wait on the table.
Well, why should I wait on a table? Why can't I wait in Apollo with the rest of the people?
No, you dummy. I want
to sit on your table waiting.
I want you to help with the serving. Now, the first course will be hors d'oeuvres. Of course, you know what hors d'oeuvres are.
Yeah, that's French for leftovers.
No. Costello, hors d'oeuvres are snacks. Now, you take care of the ladies first. It's up to you to see that each lady gets a snack.
Are their husbands going to be there?
Certainly.
Then I ain't going to do it.
What? Do what?
I ain't going to go around snacking the ladies. Their husbands will liable to come around and snack me.
On second thought, you'd better stay out in the kitchen and help with the oyster dressing.
Why, Abbott.
What's the matter?
What you said.
Well, what's wrong?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Talking that way to a boy of my age.
What do you mean?
I'm just at the age of picking things up like that.
Well, what's wrong?
Why, it's a good thing my mother isn't here. Oh, the shame of it all.
What are you talking about?
How dare you ask me to help with the oyster dress?
What do you mean?
Now, look at it. I didn't mind when you said I had to wait for you on a table. And I was only mildly surprised when you asked me to snack all the ladies, especially in front of their husbands. But when you have the nerve to ask me to go out in the kitchen and dress a bunch of naked oysters, you not only humilify me, but you have impugned on my good name.
Tomorrow on the back cover of Life magazine, you'll see a very stirring set of pictures under the title, Pair of Aces Back to Back. A Navy Dauntless dive bomber attacking a Japanese carrier. Notice, too, the pair of flyers, the pair of aces in the lower left-hand corner. And read the words they're saying. I quote, Camel's our cigarette. Suits the throat and the taste to a T. Unquote. C-A-M-E-L-S. Camels, they're aces with the aces. Could be with you, too. Here is Freddie Rich with Jabba Junction.
Costello, you have to cut out that singing in the kitchen. You're disturbing the guests.
But Abbott, I always sing when I'm making sour milk biscuits.
Sour milk biscuits?
Sure.
We haven't got any sour milk.
You will have when I get through singing. And Mammy's little baby loves Sutton.
All right,
Nelson Eddy better save his money.
All right, look. Cut that out. Look, what are you doing there? What's all that stuff you're putting in? How to do it? What did you say?
First, I got to put in 2 tubs of butter.
2 tubs of butter?
Sure, it says right here in the cookbook. Butter. 2 TBS tubs.
That's tablespoons.
I threw them in, too.
You threw... what else did you put in there?
I put in some flour, salt, baking powder, and 3 gullops of molasses.
3 gullops? What are gullops?
You know, Abbott, when you pour the molasses out of the jug, it goes gullop, gullop, gullop. I put in 3 of those.
Look, Costello, I don't want you to do any cooking. I've got a chef coming here to take care of that. I thought you'd be out here singeing the feathers off the goose.
Doing what?
Singeing. Don't you know how to singe?
Sure, I know how to singe. I was singeing when you came in. A man is ready to baby.
No.
I'm a good singer.
Yeah, no. Singeing gets the down off the goose. Didn't you ever get down off a goose?
No. Did you read that right?
Yeah. Well, didn't you?
Did I ever what?
Didn't you ever get down off a goose?
No, I got down off a horse.
No.
I never rode a goose. That was
Wait a minute. Oh, thank goodness. Here comes the chef. Kitzel, don't tell me that you're the cook.
Could be, yes. You know something, over in Paris, I am known as the famous French chef Pierre Rene.
You're the great Rene?
That I am, yes.
And what are you doing in California?
Oh, I always come here in the Rene season.
The Rene season?
Yes.
This guy's a washout.
Never mind that, Costello. Look, we've got to get my Thanksgiving dinner cooked, please. Kitzel, you'll find all the utensils in that big cupboard over there.
Oh, pistache utensils. Who needs your utensils? I brought along my own pot.
That's the first pot I ever saw with a belt around it.
Costello, please, keep out of this. Kitzel, do you know anything about cooking game?
Do I know how to cook game? Why, I'm cooking the finest pinochle you ever tasted.
You cook pinochle?
Sure, pinochle and sauerkraut.
Oh.
Look, Kitzel, I don't want to get personal, but why don't you pull in your tongue? Nobody ordered cold cuts.
Look, never mind that, Costello. Kitzel, get busy, please, and get the dinner ready.
No. Just a second, my little man. Don't get excited. First, I got to open my little bag and get out my chisels and saws.
What chisels and saws?
Cream chisels and cranberry sauce.
You know, Kitzel, it's too bad you didn't bring your monkey wrench.
Well, for goodness sake, what would I be doing with a monkey wrench?
Well, you could tighten the nuts on a fruitcake.
Costello, please. Will you get busy and help Kitzel? I'm going into the living room and see if any of my guests have arrived yet. Sebastian! Shut off that radio! Shut it off! My Sebastian.
Well, I just come over to help you out, Uncle Bud, and I thought the guests would like some nice romantic music.
Romantic music?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that tiger isn't for romantic music.
It is to another tiger.
All right. Now, look, Sebastian, if you're going to hang around here, you'll have to behave yourself. Now, this is going to be a very formal Thanksgiving dinner. The men will all wear tails.
Tails? Who's coming? Mickey Mouse?
Now, will you please listen, Sebastian? It will be your job to usher the people into the dining room. I will sit at the head of the table. Ken Niles will sit on my right hand, and Connie Haynes will sit on my left hand.
Ken Niles is going to sit on your right hand?
That's right.
And Connie Haynes will sit on your left hand?
That's right.
How are you going to eat? With your feet?
No. Look, when you get all the people seated, you go to the kitchen. Then when I ring this little dinner bell, your brother will hand me the carving knife, and you give me the bird.
In front of everybody?
That'll do, Sebastian. Now go out in the kitchen and make some ice water. And I do hope you can make ice water.
Yeah, sure. You just peel an onion.
An onion?
Yeah, that'll make your eyes water.
Sebastian, ice water is frozen water.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then what is frozen ink?
I stink.
You'll get no argument out of me, brother.
What?
Connie Haynes in a current revival of a great song, The Sunny Side of the Street.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear a bit of pain? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. Used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover, yeah, I crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street.
You have read in the papers how people are smoking so much more and how cigarettes are being shipped to our fighting men overseas in huge quantities. And if your dealer occasionally should say, "Sorry, sir, we're out of Camels today," don't let that stop you from asking for Camels the very next time you're buying cigarettes. Remember that Camel's rich, full flavor and kind, cool mildness make Camels worth asking for again and again. Because war or peace, Camel is still Camel. And your T-zone, that's T for taste and T for throat, will confirm that statement.
C-A-M-E-L-S.
Camels, now as always, the cigarette of costlier tobaccos. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we take you to the home of Bud Abbott, where a formal Thanksgiving dinner is about to be served. Costello has been working in the kitchen all day like a dog, but he is now ready to face the guests. Let us look in on this dog face.
Costello, the guests are arriving. Open the door and announce them as they come in.
Announcing Mr. and Mrs. Ned Blank, Mr. and Mrs. Phil Klesner. Announcing Lord Pipsqueak, Knight of the Garter, Lord Beaverboard, Knight of the Bath, and Hetty Lamar.
Hetty Lamar isn't here.
I was thinking of another night.
Young man, how dare you leave me standing here? Kindly take my card and announce me.
Okay. Hillside, 2183. Ask for Hazel. If a man answers, hang up. Wrong card! Wrong card!
That isn't my card.
Sorry, I got that mixed up with one of my own.
Costello, what's your manners?
Okay.
This is Lady Jennifer Cookie Cutter.
That's right, old boy. My home, you know, is at Glendinning on the Tyne.
Glendinning on the Tyne? Then you must know my great Aunt Harriet. The old girl is bow-legged, you know.
Oh, from Glendinning on the Tyne?
No, from hitchhiking on oil trucks.
All right, that's enough, Costello. Take Lady Jennifer's coat and I'll escort her to the table.
Oh, by all means, the table. Oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Costello, get that horse out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
And please, bring Lady Jennifer a cocktail.
Yes, make it a martini, with the black olive.
You drink martinis with the black olive?
Yes, I'm in mourning for my husband.
If I was you, Lady Jennifer, I would lay off those martinis. They're pretty hot.
Costello, what makes you think they're hot?
Because I just poured one. When I dropped the olive in, the olive stuck out its pimento.
By the way, Mr. Abbott, I have a little Thanksgiving present for you. A nice tack Belgian hare. I raised them, you know.
Oh, thank you, Lady Jennifer. Costello, take Lady Jennifer's hair.
Take her what?
Take her hair and put it in the icebox.
Okay, Abbott.
No, you fool!
Costello, now look what you've done. Speak to Lady Jennifer.
Hello, Baldy.
I've never been so insulted in all my life.
Come, Lady Jennifer. I'll show you under the table. I'll show you...
Get the line right, not under that table.
No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Jennifer. I'll show you to the table.
Very well. You may take my arm.
Does that come off, too?
Costello, get busy and serve the dinner. And remember, I don't want to see your thumb in the soup.
Okay.
Lord Beaverbrook. Pardon me, Mr. Beaverboard.
No, it's quite all right.
It's quite all right, please. What part of the turkey would you like?
Well, I'm a flyer. I'll take the wings.
And pretty rich.
Well, I'm a musician. I'll take the drumstick.
And Sebastian, what part of the turkey would you like?
Well, you can skip me. I'm a dead-end kid.
I hope somebody will remember me. I like the neck.
I like the neck, too, Connie. I'll meet you out on the front porch.
Costello, keep quiet and serve the soup. And remember, I don't want to see your thumb in it.
Okay, I'll fix that.
Oh! Somebody turn off the light! Quick, turn on the light, somebody!
There, the lights are on.
Oh!
What's the trouble, Lady Jennifer?
Oh, my necklace is gone! Somebody's stolen my pearl necklace!
Quick, Costello, call the police.
Please!
Wait, no. Use the French phone.
I don't speak French.
Oh, here. Please, here, I'll call him. Operator, give me the police. Hurry up. Hello, police department. This is Bud Abbott's home. There's been a robbery here. Come over at once.
Well, here we are. We're from headquarters. What took you so long? What took you so long?
So long?
What, are you leaving already?
Now, shut up, you. You look suspicious. Stick up your hands and reach for the ceiling.
Okay, but I know I won't make it.
Officer, there's been a robbery here. The lights went out and somebody stole Lady Jennifer's pearl necklace.
A stolen necklace, eh? Somebody will get the jug for this.
Sounds like you've had it already.
Come on, line up against the wall, and you too, fat boy. What's your name?
Honest Luke Costello.
Costello, eh? Ain't you got a relative doing time at Alcatraz?
Yes, sir. That's my uncle, Stebbins. They put him in for something he didn't do.
For something he didn't do?
Yeah, he didn't wipe off his fingerprints when he robbed the bank.
Now get in line there. I'll take this gentleman first. What's your name?
Lord Beaverboard.
Where were you sitting when the necklace was stolen?
Well,
You lie! Ouch! How long have you known Lady Jennifer?
Well,
You lie! Ouch!
Gets rid of him fast, don't he?
All right, Sergeant. Drag this man out of here. Now, Costello, you're next.
I think there are others ahead of me.
I'm ready to take you now.
But I don't want to be selfish. Women and children first.
Sit down there in the chair.
Just a minute. Who are you shoving? Who are you shoving?
I'm shoving you, and what's about it?
I just wanted to be sure.
Now, where was you when the lights went out?
I was.
You lied.
I expected it.
Ouch!
what's the matter?
Look what he did.
Did you hurt your head?
No, but he broke my shoelaces.
Sit up, you. Now I'm going to question the little boy here.
Oh, no. Not that. You can't question my little brother Sebastian.
And why not?
There's only one head between us. I'm playing both parts.
Just a minute, officer. There's been a horrible mistake. My pearls went stolen at school. They slipped off my neck into my tapioca.
Well, leave them there. You look better wearing tapioca. What happened to Costello?
But wait a minute. There's one thing I can't understand, Costello. Who turned out the lights when you were serving dinner?
I turned them out, Uncle Bud.
Sebastian, why did you turn the lights off?
Because you said you didn't want to see Louis thumb in the soup.
Sebastian, do you realize what you did? You almost got me arrested. Your brother. They might have thrown me in jail. Then I would have to walk around with the pallor of the prison on my noble brow. Why did you do such things to your loving brother, Sebastian?
Oh, I'm a bad boy.
Abbott and Costello will be back in a moment.
Thanks to the Yanks of the Week. Tonight we salute Lieutenant Thomas A. McKenzie of Auburn, Kentucky. Fighting off unconsciousness from flak wounds in his chest, this bombardier hero completed his bomb run without even letting his own crewmates know he was wounded. In your honor, Lieutenant McKenzie, the makers of Camels are sending to our fighters overseas 400,000 Camel cigarettes.
Each of the three Camel radio shows honors the Yank of the Week by sending free 400,000 Camel cigarettes overseas, a total of more than 1 million Camels sent free each week. In this country, the Camel caravans traveling from camp to camp have thanked audiences of more than 4 million Yanks with free shows and free Camels. Camel broadcasts go out to the United States 3 times a week, are rebroadcast to our men overseas and to South America. Listen tomorrow to Jimmy Durante and Gary Moore, Monday to Bob Hawke in Thanks to the Yanks, and next Thursday to Abbott and Costello. And now here are Bud Abbott and Lou Costello with a final word.
Well, Costello, now that we've done our show, let's get home and have our turkey, huh?
I think it's a good idea because I'm just about ready for it now.
Did you make the stuffing?
Yeah, I did. I made grand stuffing.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I ground up a lot of breadcrumbs, and then I put in some garlic.
Oh, that's
and then I
swell.
put in a little onions, and I put in some more garlic, then a whole lot of onions,
Yeah.
then a whole lot of garlic, then a whole lot of more onions,
Yeah.
then a whole lot of garlic, and a whole lot of more onions.
Wait a minute.
And then
Wait
a
a minute.
little more pinch of garlic.
Wait a minute. Did you taste it?
Taste it? I couldn't even get near it.
Oh. Good night, folks.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show. And remember, try Camels on your throat and your taste. See for yourself how Camel's mildness, coolness, and flavor click with you. The Abbott and Costello show for Camel cigarettes will be back at this very same time next week. Don't miss it. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood wishing you all a pleasant good night.
Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, 80 years ago, November 25th, 1943, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, the Great Gildersleeve goes to a football game.
The international struggles of our world may lead to
nuclear holocaust.
To survive, you must have protection from radioactive fallout.
In the past, heavy equipment necessitated a long, costly operation for out-of-home shelter installation.
Today, Survivall basement-type shelters offer a combination steel and concrete do-it-yourself fallout shelter.
Civil Defense approved, Survivall offers maximum protection from fallout and falling debris, plus a basic equipment kit for family survival.
There's low initial cost and FHA approval. Nothing down and 5 years to pay.
For your family's protection, see a Survivall shelter today.
Well, there you go. Let's see. Let's roll on here with more of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox and an episode of The Great Gildersleeve starring Harold Peary. 78 years ago, November 25th, 1945, as they head to the football game.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Peary, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products. Thanksgiving weekend. Each year at this season, the good citizens of Summerfield make a pilgrimage of some 30 miles to witness the annual football classic between State University and the Aggies. And in the whole of Summerfield, there is no one more determined to go this year than Gildersleeve's nephew, Leroy. For weeks, he has been hammering away at it.
Hey, Unc, if I do the dishes tonight, can I go home? Can I? How about it? Can I?
No.
No,
Marjorie.
Nobody asked you.
Uncle Mort, if he goes to that game, I shall just die. Oh, why? Because Marshall's coming home for the weekend, and he's taking me. And all Leroy wants to do is spy on us.
Boy, that's a cheap thrill. You think I'd be looking at you when I can be watching a football game?
Uncle Mort, don't let him go. You can't. You simply can't. Now, my dear, I think that's for me to decide.
That's telling her.
I don't see why Leroy hasn't just as good a right to go to the game as you.
You hear that?
After all, I think you might consider his side of it, too.
Yeah, how about considering my side of it?
You stay out of this. But, Uncle Mort, this is my only weekend with Marshall since he went away to school. We want to be alone.
Alone? They go to a football game to be alone.
Now, Leroy.
I suppose you'd like everybody else in the stadium to get up and leave. 20,000 people.
Leroy.
I rest my case.
Well, what about it, Uncle Mort? I shall think it over.
Oh, say yes, please. I'll pay you if you will. I'll give you all the money I've got in my bank.
I'm not subject to bribery, my boy.
Well, I'll do anything you say. Anything at all. How about it?
I told you I shall think it over.
Well, for cat's sake, how long do you have to think?
There are two sides to this question, my boy, as there are to most questions. Now, from Marjorie's point of view, I can see why she wouldn't want to have you tagging along. Thank goodness. From your point of view, Leroy, I can see that this game means a great deal to you.
More than anything in the world, I guess. Except you, Unc.
Yes. Well, the only thing I can see to do about it...
Yeah?
I hate to say this, but the only thing I can see to do about it is to take you myself.
You mean you?
Yes, my boy. Much as I dread it, I'll take you to the football game.
Yay! You hear that, Marge? Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, good evening, Bertie.
Is that you, Unc?
Yes, it's me.
Hey, did you get them? Did you get the football tickets? I was a good boy today, Unc. I cleaned up my whole room, even my closet. Did you get good seats? Where are we sitting? Unc, you didn't forget them.
No, Leroy, I didn't forget them, but I'm afraid I have bad news for you just the same. They're completely sold out.
Oh, that's a big
Webb.
I know, my boy. I know exactly how you feel. But we have to learn to take these little disappointments and make the best of them, don't we?
Gosh, if you didn't have to think it over so long, if you'd gone and got on the ball.
I did the best I could. After all, I'm just as disappointed as you are. It means that I can't go to the game either.
Ha! You didn't want to go in the first place.
That's not true, Leroy. I wanted to go very much.
Yeah.
But there's no use crying over spilt milk, is there? There'll be other games, some other time perhaps, eh? Leroy? I want you to believe that I tried, my boy. Why, I even asked Judge Hooker to use his influence. Not that I'd give 2 cents for all the influence he's got.
I should have known. I'd never get there. This is just a terrible day, that's all. It's been a terrible day right from the start. Friday's always a terrible day.
Leroy, honey, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, now don't do that.
Let's not give up hope, my boy. After all, there's still Judge Hooker.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably right.
Every time you say you'll take me to a football game, this is what happens.
Leroy, this is the first time I've ever offered to take you to a football game.
Well, it happened, didn't it? I should have known.
Now, Leroy, you're just tired. Why don't you go up and get ready for bed and let Bertie bring your supper to you up there?
I don't want any supper.
Well, later maybe you will. You run along and I'll be up. I got turkey croquettes for supper.
With mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Okay.
No, I'll get it, Bertie. Hooker, come in, Judge.
I can't stop, Gildy. I just came by.
Leila, I didn't see you standing back there. Come on in, it's cold.
Well, just a minute. We're on our way to dinner. I'm taking Leila to a movie afterward.
Oh, so that's why she was busy tonight. You didn't tell me you were going out tonight with the judge, Leila.
I don't tell everything I know. I sort of cut you out there, didn't I, Gildy?
Old goat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Careful, my dear, careful. Come in.
Hello, Marjorie. Hello, Mrs. Ransom. I hope I didn't hurt you. Oh, good evening, Judge.
Marjorie.
Oh, don't you look pretty? Thank you.
Such pink cheeks.
And natural, too. I'll bet you're excited that Marshal Bullard's home. Oh, he's been home for 2 days. Unky, is it all right if we go skating after supper?
After supper?
It's perfectly safe. There's a big moon out.
I don't know that makes it safe.
Skating in the moonlight. How I'd love to be out there with y'all.
Well, why don't we? We could all make
wait a minute now. Leila and I have a date.
Oh, yes, that. Well, how about tomorrow, then?
But tomorrow's Saturday, Uncle Mort. Marshall and I are going to the game.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell him it's all right about going skating tonight, then.
Well, now, wait a minute. I did... Well, all right.
Thanks, Unky. You're a dear.
Yes, yes.
Oh, to be 16 again instead of pushing 30. Football games, skating in the moonlight. I used to love football games. We used to drive up to Atlanta when Georgia played at Georgia Tech. It was such fun. The girls looked all so pretty and the men were all so handsome. There'd be parties at all the fraternity houses after the game, and a dance at the big hotel there in the evening, and driving back by moonlight.
Come on, Leila. I think it's time we were getting along.
Oh, yes, I suppose it is.
Oh, that reminds me, Gildy. I almost forgot what I stopped here for. I got you that pair of football tickets you asked for.
You got them?
Just leave it to old Judge Hooker. There they are.
Well, that's fine. Are they any good?
Are they any good? Why, they're right smack on the goal line.
I don't know whether to thank you or not. But thanks anyway.
Oh, Throckmorton, don't tell me you got tickets for tomorrow's game.
Huh?
And never even told me about it. Aren't you wonderful?
I might point out it was I who got the tickets.
Oh, but it's the thought that counts.
Yes, but Leila, you...
Oh, I think surprises are such fun, don't you? Now, here I wasn't looking forward to a thing tomorrow except washing my hair. And now, all of a sudden, everything's wonderful.
But, Leila,
Imagine me carrying on about how I love football games and all the time you knew. Throckmorton, you devil, you.
Leila, you don't understand.
Don't understand what?
Well, I wasn't exactly planning to,
You mean you were planning to take some other girl?
No, of course not. Gosh, I'd rather take you than anybody. I would have asked you too, Leila, only I didn't think of it till yesterday, and I suppose by this time you'd... Well, the last time I saw you, you bawled me out for always inviting you places at the last minute.
Throckmorton, honey, it's time you learn never to pay a single bit of attention to anything I say. Ever.
Leila, I don't like to hurry you, but it's time that we were getting downtown.
Oh, yes, we must be going.
Yeah, but wait.
We've got to be going, Gildy. I have a reservation for dinner.
You don't need a reservation at Joe's place.
We're not going to Joe's place. Come on, Leila. For heaven's sake, let's get started.
But we haven't settled this.
Oh, don't worry. I'll call you first thing in the morning about the plans and all. Good night, and I think you're alive.
What am I going to tell her when she calls?
Morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good morning, Bertie. Leroy?
Hi. I trust you slept well last night.
You can see that I didn't.
You do look a little so-so. Well, you just sit down and I'll bring you a nice...
Phone.
I'll get it.
Where's your sister, Leroy?
She ate her breakfast and scrammed.
I'm coming.
You mean they've started for the football game already?
I suppose so. Lucky bums.
Mr. Gildersleeve's residence.
I'm afraid I know what this is.
Oh, yes, Miss Ransom, he is. It's Miss Ransom, Mr. Gildersleeve, about the game.
Huh?
Ask her if she could hold the wire a minute, Bertie.
He said, could you hold the wire a minute, please? He'll be right here.
Leroy, I want to have a talk with you, my boy.
Okay, shoot.
Swallow that toast and listen. My boy, if by any chance I should be able to get tickets for the game today, mind you, I don't say I can, but if by any chance I should,
Yeah?
and if it turned out that it wouldn't be convenient for me to take you...
What? You promised.
I know, and I'd make it up to you, Leroy, some way. I don't like breaking promises, but if you'd let me off just this once, how about it?
I don't know.
Leroy, please, just this once.
I'd have to think it over.
I'll make it up to you, my boy. I'll do anything you say. How about it?
How you been, Miss Ransom? Oh, just fine. You'll be right here. Mr. Gildersleeve, she's waiting.
Leroy, stop eating that toast and answer me. I'm sorry, my boy, but I told you I'll do anything if you let me off.
Ought to be a pretty good game. I'd sure like to see it.
Anything, Leroy, anything at all.
Anything?
Anything.
Okay.
You'll never regret this, my boy. You'll never regret it. I only hope I won't.
Hello, Piggy. Leroy, the kid himself. Boy, oh boy, Pig, have I got Unc where I want him. What a character. You know what he did? He told me
The Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. After a friendly game of bridge the other night, we all dropped into the kitchen to kibitz a bit while Mrs. Lang was preparing some sandwiches. And as she was spreading the bread with parquet, one of the guests said to me,
So that's the parquet margarine I hear you talking about, John, on the Gildersleeve show.
That's the genuine article, the one and only parquet margarine.
Well, if it's as good as you say it is,
Well, the best way to find out is to taste it right now. Ah, here we are. The first sandwiches are ready.
Thank you.
Now, there's flavor for you. Flavor that's fresh and sweet. Am I right?
It's delicious.
It's the fine, wholesome farm products that make parquet taste so good. And you know, friends, you'll have the same satisfying taste experience the very first time you spread parquet margarine on bread, toast, rolls, pancakes, and waffles. I'm sure you'll agree with the millions who prefer parquet margarine, that it's still unmatched for flavor. And it costs so little to enjoy Parquet, only about half the price of costly spreads. That's Parkay, Parquet margarine, made by the Kraft Foods Company. Now let's get back to the Great Gildersleeve. With a blonde on one arm, a buffalo robe over the other, and a brand new bucket hat perched on his head, Gildersleeve looks the complete American college boy, 20 years out of college. We join him now as he and Leila Ransom stroll past the State University campus toward the stadium where the big game is soon to begin.
Aren't we having fun, Throckmorton?
Yeah, you bet.
You know something? Walking around a college town like this makes me feel like I'm 18 again.
Oh, you look 18, Leila. And I'll tell you something else. I don't feel a day over 22. Let's skip, I dare you.
Oh, Throckmorton, with all these boys and girls going by.
What do we care? Come on, let's skip.
It's Marjorie and Marshall Bullitt. Yoo-hoo!
Well.
I saw you up ahead there, Unky. Hello, Mrs. Ransom. You remember Marshall, don't you?
Indeed I do. It's nice you could come home for the holiday, Marshall.
Thanks. How are you, Mrs. Ransom? Mr. Gildersleeve?
Just fine, my boy.
Unky, where did you get that bucket hat?
This hat? Well, I got it at the Summerfield Men's Toggery. What's the matter with it?
Oh, nothing. It just looks kind of collegiate.
That's not what the college men are wearing this year, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That's immaterial to me, son. I needed a hat in case of rain.
Well, I think he looks very cute in it. Although if you pulled it a little farther forward,
Like this?
it was better the other way.
It's nuts.
Marshall, I do believe you've grown just in the few months you've been away.
Put on 15 pounds. Been playing a little football.
Oh, speaking of football, shouldn't we
You
be...
seem to be in such a hurry, Throckmorton. Why don't we all go somewhere and have a bite to eat first?
Well, Marjorie and I are going over to the Beta Newhouse for lunch. That's my father's fraternity.
Well, you kids go on and have lunch. Maybe we'll see you at the game.
Look for us, Unky. Marshall got seats right on the 50-yard line.
The 50? Well, we're not far from there. See you later.
Bye. I wish we didn't have to sit way down by the goal line, Throckmorton.
Well, I'll see what I can do. But it's pretty late. I wonder how that Bullard kid got seats on the 50.
I suppose he got them through his father.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, by George, I'll go to the box office and tell them who I am. Don't worry, Leila. We'll wind up with the best seats in the place. Pardon me, madam. I'd like to exchange these seats, please. They're in the section 32. I'd like something on the 50-yard line. Yes, very funny. Perhaps you didn't understand me. I want to exchange these tickets for a pair on the 50-yard line.
Oh, run along, buddy. Nothing doing.
Wait a minute. It just so happens I'm a public official. I'm the water commissioner down in Summerfield.
Water? I hear it's good to wash in.
Don't get smart. Are you going to sell me tickets or not?
Look, we've been sold out since the 10th of September. Now beat it.
Then why are you open?
For next year.
Oh! Wise guy ought to report it. Why don't you look where you're going?
Say, buddy, you really want 2 and a 50 like you said?
I sure do. Have you got 2?
Not so loud.
Oh?
50-yard line, 35th row. And, seeing it's so late, well, I'll let you have them for $20 apiece.
Why, that's robbery.
$20 apiece? Pardon me, mister. I thought you were a big shot.
Oh, I am. Here, give me the tickets. Being a big shot is kind of expensive.
Look, honey, the band down there on the field. They're getting ready to spell out something.
Say, look at those uniforms. Welcome, Aggies. Pretty clever.
Throckmorton, aren't we having fun?
You bet. Why don't the teams quit practicing? They've been practicing all season. Let's start the game.
Oh, let me see the program for a minute, Throckmorton. My, look at this picture of the state captain. Isn't he handsome?
Tom Lingenfeller. Certainly looks dumb.
Oh, but look at those shoulders. My.
Probably wearing shoulder pads. I'll tell you something else. A lot of these football players aren't as strong as they look. The Army had to reject a whole flock of them.
I suppose so. But of course, a girl looks at these things a little differently from the Army. Oh! There's Marjorie. Marshall.
Marshall where?
Down there, just 2 rows in front of us. Yoo-hoo! Hi there.
Oh, why, he's got his arm around Marjorie. Hey there, what do you think you're doing?
Throckmorton.
Cut that out, young man. I'm watching you. And don't grin at me like that.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Throckmorton. What harm is there in the boy putting his arm around in a public place like this?
Don't tell me it feels just the same in public as it does anyplace else.
Does it really?
You know darn well it does.
Mercy, how would I know?
There, how's that? Marjorie, turn around and watch the game. Third down. This time it looks like they're going to try a pass.
How can you tell, Throckmorton?
By the formation. When one fellow stands back like that.
Was that a pass?
No, it was a punt. They should have passed, though. If they keep punting all afternoon, I don't know how they expect to score.
Is it still 0-0?
Certainly. There they go. Oh, an in run. Yeah, stopped him dead in his tracks. That fellow couldn't run around a mailbox.
Oh, what's that whistle for, Throckmorton?
Just stalling for time. Come on, quit stalling down there and play football.
Throckmorton, people are looking at
Let them look.
They're not stalling, mister. Al Stample broke his leg on that last play.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that awful? Look, they're carrying him off. The poor boy.
Stample must have been in bad condition. I told you these football players weren't so husky. Hey, you cold, Leila?
I'm perfectly comfortable, thank you.
Oh, that's funny. I'm cold.
Well, to tell you the truth, every time you start to hold my hand, Marshall Bullard turns around and laughs at me.
Oh, he does, eh? That young, smart
Now,
aleck.
Throckmorton, he's just a child. Although I must say he seems much better looking than when he went away. Don't you think he is?
I'm watching the game, Leila. 2nd and 10. Maybe they'll try a pass this time. Through the line.
How can you tell, Throckmorton? I couldn't see a thing on that play.
When everybody falls down, it's a line play. He gained about a foot.
Well, he tried anyhow, and that's what counts.
Never make a touchdown that way, Leila. Now I suppose they'll kick again. There they go. Kick the ball back and forth. After you, my dear Alphonse. After you, my dear Gaston. By George, we don't get some action pretty soon, Leila. I'll go down and complain at the box office. All afternoon they've been playing, and nobody's even tried.
And once again, the ball changed hands in this nip and tuck battle between State University and the Aggies.
Oh, boy.
Believe you me, folks, both these teams are playing heads-up football out here this afternoon.
What a game.
They're lining up again now. State's ball on their own 40-yard line, T formation.
Come on, State. Let's get a touchdown this time.
The ball was snapped to Captain Tom Lingenfelder. He gets the ball and...
Come on, Lingenfelder.
Lingenfelder fades back, takes a ladder to the left, plunges for the hole between right guard and right tackle. He's through. He's away. No, a beautiful tackle came right through and stopped him cold. I tell you, folks, you've never seen football like we're seeing today at Fireman's Field.
Did you hear that, Bertie? Lingenfelder almost got away, but they stopped him cold.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, you want to listen a while, Bertie?
No, thank you, Leroy. You hear your uncle saying anything?
Not yet.
Now it's 4th and 6 for State, falling back into punt formation. Crowds in the stands are tense as Tom Lingenfelder opens his hands for the ball. He's got it. He kicks.
Back and forth. Nothing happens.
Well, I think it's very exciting, Throckmorton, for a football game. What do you expect?
A pass once in a while. Ye gods, I've only tried about 3 and none completed. Hey, Lingenfeller, why don't you try an aerial attack?
Why don't you drop dead?
Oh! Who said that?
I said it.
Oh, you.
Yes, me. These boys are playing swell football, and they don't need any advice from you.
Just a suggestion. Tourist. I paid for my seat, didn't I? I should think that would entitle me to make... Now what? Nothing. You know, Leila, looks like it might rain.
I don't think so, Throckmorton. How can you think such a thing when we're having so much fun?
I don't really think it'll rain. I don't think anything at all is going to happen here this afternoon.
Oh, Throckmorton, honey, I dropped one of my gloves just now. Do you see it anywhere?
Glove? No. Must be down under the seat.
Would you mind looking down there for it? My hands are cold.
Well, if your hands are cold.
Later, darling. But find the glove now for me like a sweet boy, won't you?
Oh, well. Old peanut shells down here. Chewing gum. See. Leila, what happened?
Come on, Leila, darling. Come on, Tom. Come on.
Oh, you're jumping up and down on my finger.
Throckmorton, are you still down there?
Here's your glove. What was all that racket?
Somebody threw a passionling and felt it, caught it, and made a touchdown.
A touchdown? Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I was too excited, Throckmorton, and it all happened so quickly.
The only play of the afternoon.
Unky, wasn't that a beautiful pass?
Oh, yeah, scrumptious.
Throckmorton.
What's the matter?
I felt a drop of rain just then.
Rain, you couldn't have. So did I. It's a cloudburst. What'll we do, Leila?
Maybe it'll stop in a minute. I'll stay if you will, Throckmorton.
Well, I had a slight cold yesterday, and why don't we give up and go home?
I must say, I thought you were more of a sport.
Well, I'm not a sport. Come on, let's get out of here. Pardon me. Pardon me.
What's the matter, mister? No school spirit?
Boo! Oh, boo yourself. Soaking wet. Bucket hat. Bucket is right.
Evening, Miss Gildersleeve. Did you have a nice time at the game?
Don't speak of it, Bertie. Don't speak of it.
Well, it's too bad it had to rain. Maybe a little supper will make you feel better.
I even feel like eating. I had a couple of sandwiches half an hour ago.
Well, I'll dish it up anyway.
Unc, is that you? What's the game, Super, Unc?
Super? What game are you talking about, young man?
The State Aggies game, the one you saw. I heard it on the radio. It sure was super.
How do they do it?
Say, Unc, I've decided what I want for a reward for missing it.
Oh, all right, my boy. What is it?
Take me to the state game next Saturday.
Oh, Leroy, anything but that.
The Great Gildersleeve will be dropping in at Peavy's drugstore in just a few moments. How are you getting along with your food budget these days? Are your meals pretty expensive? Well, maybe I can give you a little help. There's a very important food you serve at every meal that certainly shouldn't be expensive. And that's the spread you serve with bread, toast, and rolls. Of course, the spread I have in mind is delicious parquet margarine, preferred by millions of families throughout America because it tastes so good. And as for economy, well, it's plain as the price tag in your dealer's store that parquet is only about half the price of costly spreads. And parquet margarine is so nourishing, too. It's one of the finest of all energy foods, and it's fortified with important vitamin A. So for a real value in a quality food that's still unmatched for flavor, buy Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y, Parquet margarine, made by Kraft.
Peavy, are you fond of football?
Football, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes. Do you like the game?
You mean, do I like to play it?
No. Do you like to watch it? Are you a fan?
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, I'll tell you how it is about me and football. When I was a young fellow, I lived in Worcester, Massachusetts one year. And that fall, I took it into my head to go to the Harvard-Yale game down at Cambridge.
Is all this necessary?
You asked me a question.
I didn't realize you'd have to answer by the way of Worcester, Massachusetts.
Well, if you don't want me to tell you.
No, go ahead, Peavy. You never give a straight answer to a question anyway.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Go ahead.
Well, I've lost the thread now. Why did you want to know if I like football in the first place?
Well, I thought if you did, you might enjoy taking Leroy to the state game next Saturday if I could get the tickets.
Yeah, so that's it. Mr. Gildersleeve, I am fond of football, but I'm not that fond of it.
I might have known you'd be of no use to me. Good night, Peavy. Good night, everybody.
This is John Lang speaking for the Kraft Foods Company and inviting you to listen in again next week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Another fine Kraft food product you'll want to add to your shopping list is Kraft Salad Mustard. This creamy golden Kraft salad mustard puts an extra tempting tang into relishes and sandwich spreads, peps up the flavor of deviled eggs, adds extra zest to cheese and meat dishes. And if you like an extra tingle of sharpness, there's another delicious variety in the Kraft line. It's the Kraft mustard with nippy horseradish added. Buy both kinds and please the whole family. Ask for Kraft mustards when you shop tomorrow.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
November 25th, 1945, The Great Gildersleeve. On tomorrow's classic radio theater, crime drama, Counter Spy, Boston Blackie, Suspense, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and Claudia. That's all on our next edition of Classic Radio Theater on Sunday. But right now, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. Oh, wait a minute. That's up when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues after these messages.
Civil Defense has now located fallout shelter spaces for more than 165 million people. But that still leaves many millions to go before we reach the ultimate goal of fallout protection for everyone. We can build to that goal not by constructing expensive special shelters, but by simply making sure that fallout shielding is built into new schools, apartments, industrial and municipal buildings that will be put up in the next few years. That way, we can gain additional fallout protection in new buildings without wasting space, at little or no additional cost. For more information, consult your local civil defense director.
And Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues now with the first half of the new Edgar Bergen Show with Charlie McCarthy. This was originally broadcast 68 years ago, November 25th, 1955, and they have a guest that's running a trailer court. I wonder whom that guest could be.
From Hollywood, it's the new Edgar Bergen Hour with Charlie McCarthy.
Now, if you'll help me, I'll mow you down.
It's Sunday night, and time again transcribed for Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy with Mortimer Snerd, Effie Clinker, Gary Crosby, Carol Richards, Ray Noble, Jack Kirkwood, the Mellow Man, yours truly, John Heaston, and our special guests, Dr. Frederick Webb Hodge, world's leading authority on the American Indian, and Jack Benny. Ladies and gentlemen, this past weekend, Edgar Bergen attached his trailer to the back of his car, and he and Charlie were off to Palm Springs for a glorious and inexpensive vacation in the sun. As it turned out, it wasn't as inexpensive as they thought, but to see what happened, let's look in on Edgar and Charlie as they approach Palm Springs with Edgar behind the wheel.
Oh, in his black denim toupee and his high-button shoes.
All right, Charlie. Yeah. Say, are you enjoying this ride?
It's okay. Can't you go a little faster in this thing?
Well, we're moving right along as it is. After all, we just passed 3 cars.
Yeah, but they were parked.
Oh, I see. Say, you better check our trailer back there. How does it look?
Well, it looks a little like Elsa Maxwell doing a rumba.
Is there...
Speed it up, Bergen. Step on it, little.
Well, now, take it easy. We're entering Palm Springs now. Oh, look over there. Somebody left a golf club lying in the sand there.
Silly. That's Frank Sinatra taking a sunbath there.
you're right. Well, now, we better keep our eye open for this Blue Skies Trailer Village.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one that Jack Benny is part owner of.
Yeah.
And, you know, he promised to give us a very special rate.
Jack did?
Yes. I know what you're thinking. He is a tough man to tangle with over money.
Yeah, you both throw pennies around like manhole covers.
Yeah. All right.
Now, that must be Jack Benny's trailer over there. Look at the sign in front. Free water, free electricity, and also free violin lessons. That slight extra charge.
Yeah. That's the place, all right. I'll pull in.
All right.
There we go. Ah, well, here we are, Charlie. Now, there must be a parking attendant. Oh, here's one coming towards us, yes.
Park your car for 2 bits, sir.
Jack Benny. Jack, how come that you're parking cars?
Oh, I'll do anything to make a buck.
I see.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Blue Skies Trailer Village, surrounded by swaying palm trees, and you're welcome to pick all the dates you can eat.
Oh, well, that's really swell.
For 69 cents a pound.
Oh.
Here, Edgar, have a date. I hope you don't mind if I take it out of your first pound.
No.
We'd save money by getting out of here now.
No.
Now, don't knock my little business, Charlie. A man my age has to start thinking about his future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack, what is your age? Now, there's been a lot of kidding. Now, how about settling it once and all? Just how old are you, Jack?
39.
39.
Going on 38.
Go on.
Let's face it, Buster, the only way you'll ever see 50 again is on a speedometer.
That's a nice line for a guest star.
I'm sorry, Jack, but our trailer wasn't big enough to bring any riders along, you see. But this is quite a trailer park you've got here. Very nice.
Well, I'm just running it as a sideline. After all, who knows, as a comedian, I may not be able to go on forever.
Well, haven't you already?
They did it to me again.
Anyway, Jack, we're here, and we'd like to check in.
Gee, I don't know, Edgar. We have a certain standard to maintain, and your trailer is pretty old.
Oh.
Just look how thin those tires are. Look, you can see right through the rubber.
Oh, you can. Now, keep your hands off those tires, Jack. Just stop feeling those tires, Jack.
I'm sorry, Edgar. I forgot about my hangnail.
Yeah. Now what'll we do?
Well, I also fix tires.
Right.
I'll do anything for a buck.
Yeah. Well, here's $1. Go get a manicure.
Now, where can I put that junkie? Edgar, tell you what I'll do. I'll put you way down at the end, right next to the road.
Well, why down there next to the road?
Yeah, your trailer will be all right. There, people will think it's just an accident.
Oh.
Oh, come on, Bergie. Let's take the spot here and check in. Come on.
Well, now, okay. Now, where's the desk clerk? Desk clerk?
Care to register, sir?
You mean you?
I told you, I'll do anything for a buck.
Yeah. Well, we're saving on actors this way.
Jack, now, you'd better tell us. Now, what are your rates?
Oh, you'll find me very cheap.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, all right.
He's a regular Knotty Pine Fred Allen. I threw that in myself, you know. They had me down for another
Jack, you still have avoided telling us what your rates are. That is special rates for friends.
Well, what would you say to $9 a night?
No, oh, come now. You wouldn't charge that much to poor little old me, would you?
Certainly. That's how I got to be rich little old me.
Yeah, well, I won't pay a cent over $2, so I guess the deal is off then.
Now, wait a minute. That was my first offer.
Yeah, well, you're crushing my carnation. No, all right.
How about $8.75?
$2.25 is as high as I'll go.
This is the battle of the Titans. Two tighter Titans I've never seen either.
Oh. Now, $8.50, not a penny lower.
Ridiculous. $3.50.
$8.25.
$3.75. That's
$8.
$4.
$7.75.
Oh, Jack, what are we arguing about?
Blood, that's what you're arguing about.
I'll tell you what, Edgar, I don't want to quibble over a few bucks. Let's settle for $5.
Okay, that's a deal, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, the preceding scene starring Edgar Bergen and Jack Benny was from the picture Money is a Many Splendid Thing.
I'll trade you that for the
Yeah. You did better with
Well, we're all set then, aren't we?
Yeah, it ought to be fun staying here at the Blue Skies Trailer Village, especially with you, one of the owners, Mr. Benny. You know, you're such a popular celebrity and such a good comedian.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No. If I was saying it, you wouldn't come out so good.
I wonder what Don Wilson would charge to sit on him.
Jack, how about showing us around the place a little bit?
Sure, I'll be glad to.
All right.
Now, over here is our swimming pool.
Oh,
of course,
yeah.
you know there's a 25-cent service charge per person if you use the swimming pool.
Well, that's fair enough. It's reasonable.
When there's water in it, it's $1.
If I know Bergen, he'll take it dry.
Then there's our lovely bathroom over here.
Oh, so there's the... Oh, no.
What's the matter?
I peeked inside. Parking meters. Oh, no.
That time they didn't even give me Oh, gentlemen, before I forget, we have another special service here at the Blue Skies Trailer Village. For a very slight extra charge, you're furnished with entertainment.
What kind of entertainment, Jack?
Oh, it's the best. Really outstanding. I go from trailer to trailer playing requests on my violin.
He'll do anything for $1.
Let me ask, how much does it cost not to have you play your violin?
You couldn't afford it.
Maybe we just ought to buy earplugs.
Well, I'll show you how everyone here in the trailer park feels about my violin playing.
All the trailers are pulling out.
Hey, stop! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Jack, what are you doing? You've stopped playing. You're putting your violin away.
I'll do anything, even that for $1.
All right.
Okay, come on back, folks. Park your car for a quarter, 2 bits, right this way.
Well, Charlie, wasn't it wonderful of Jack Benny to drop in on us?
Yeah, but that business of him being only 39.
Well, we can't question it unless we have positive information.
Well, I got it.
Yeah?
While he was in there, I took a peek at his driving license.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What did it say?
It said for covered wagons only.
Oh, no. That's ridiculous, Charlie.
Hello, Edgar. Hiya, Charlie.
Well, it's Gary Crosby. You know, Gary, we were just speaking about one of your father's partners in the Blue Skies Trailer Village. Tell me, Gary, how do you feel about trailer living?
It's really a great life, Edgar, but, as he said, recognizing a song cue when he hears one, but not for me. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. A lucky stars above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I found more clouds of gray than any old Russian play could guarantee. Well, I was a fool to fall and get that way. Hi-ho, alas, and also lack a day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of her kiss, I know it's not for me. With love to lead the way, I've found more
or clouds of gray that any old Russian play could guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. Hi-ho, alas, and also lack a day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of her kiss, I know it's not for me. No, it's not for me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is where we take care of you do-it-yourself fans as we proudly present our genius of all trades, Professor Kirkwood and his do-it-yourself department.
Professor, at the rate you've been going with that buzzsaw, you must be down to about 2 fingers.
How many?
2 fingers.
Don't mind if I do. No chaser, please.
Professor, what is your subject for tonight?
Tonight's subject will be how to make money at home with my print-it-yourself kit.
Now, just a second, Professor. This money that you're going to show us how to print, it can't be genuine.
So what? Listen, son, we're living in the age of falsies. Teeth, hair, shoulders, and other things too humorous to mention.
I say, pardon me, old boy, but are you allowed to print money yourself?
Why, certainly. Haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
Now, just a second. Now, let's stop this foolishness. Kirkwood, I'm positive it's against the law to print real money.
Well, that's where we play it smart.
Oh.
We don't print real money, we just print counterfeit money.
Oh. Kirkwood, you should be ashamed. Don't you ever think of anything except money?
Well, sometimes I think about women.
Oh? What kind of women?
Women with money.
Oh,
I got them coming and going.
All I can say to you is this money alone does not bring happiness.
No, but it sure makes your unhappiness awfully present.
No, Professor, I'm sorry. I must disagree with you. There are no shortcuts to easy money. Remember, real money doesn't grow on trees.
Yours did, boy. I made a dummy out of him then.
No, I say, Kirkwood, old chap, look, is this money you print any good?
Well, let's put it this way.
Uh-huh.
It's like the Hollywood freeway. Dangerous, but passable. Which reminds me, Ray, I could use you. Do you think you could pass a $20 bill?
Oh, certainly, old boy, if it'll pull over to the right. Kirkwood, you're not laughing.
And that's the way it's going to be.
Don't let him talk you into a thing, Ray. I wouldn't touch his counterfeit money with a 10-foot pole.
Now, how about a 9-foot Romanian?
Oh, no.
Turn the fan on, Mother. I'm hot tonight.
Well, I don't want to cool you off, but where did you learn to print money?
Oh, this money-making skill runs in my family.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Yes, my father taught my brother how to make $100 bills, and now he's got life with father.
And how about you, Kirkwood? Have you ever been in jail?
Have I ever been in jail? I've been in stir more often than the paddles of a mixmaster.
Well, you've certainly got the bowl for it now.
You're talking with that lazy Susan back there.
Well, I'm relaxed.
Back to the subject, how to make your own money.
Oh, it's the police, Kirkwood. They're probably after you.
Oh, wonderful.
You're happy about it?
Of course.
No.
It's depressing if they don't come and get you once in a while. Makes you feel sort of unwanted. So long, boy.
So long. Tune in next week, folks, when Professor Kirkwood's topic will be how to engineer your own jailbreak. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely happy to be able to introduce to you once again our outstanding vocal group, the Mellow Men. What are you going to sing tonight, fellows?
Gilly Gilly Ossen for cats in Ellenbogen by the sea.
Yes, but what are you going to sing?
Gilly Gilly Ossen for...
Never mind. Just do it.
Ach ja. There's a tiny house.
There's a tiny house
By a tiny stream.
by a tiny stream
Where a lovely lass.
where a lovely lass
Had a lovely dream.
had a lovely dream.
And the dream came true.
And the dream came true quite unexpectedly. In Gilly Gilly Ossen for cats in Ellenbogen by the sea.
She went out one day.
She went out one day
Where the tulips grow.
where the tulips grow.
When a handsome lad.
When a handsome lad
Stopped to say hello.
stopped to say hello.
And before she knew.
He kissed her tenderly. In Gilly Gilly Ossen for cats in Ellenbogen by the sea. A happy pair were married one Sunday afternoon. They left the church and ran away to spend their honeymoon.
In a tiny house.
In a tiny house
By a tiny stream.
by a tiny stream
Where the lovely lass.
where the lovely lass
Had a lovely dream.
had a lovely dream.
And the last I heard.
And the last I heard, they still live happily. In Gilly Gilly Ossen for cats in Ellenbogen by the sea.
In Gilly Gilly Ossen.
Gilly Gilly Ossen for cats in Ellenbogen by the sea.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we bring you one of the more popular portions of our program, our How to Stay Young department. And here to let us in on her secret of eternal youth is that all-time girl, just back from a rejuvenation course with Ali Khan, Miss Effie Clinker.
Howdy. Oh, I may be falling apart, but I'm young at heart.
And you look lovely tonight, Miss Clinker.
Oh, yes, I believe in growing old gracefully.
Yes.
Or better still, disgracefully.
Well, I think it's wonderful how you've kept your youth.
Yeah. How did you know about George?
No, I
see what you mean.
Yeah. Now tell me, Miss Clinker, nowadays they give shots for almost everything. Are there any shots that you can recommend that make you feel younger?
Oh, yes, indeed there are.
Yes.
After a few shots of scotch, you'd be surprised how young I feel.
Now don't tell me that you indulge, you drink.
Well, the doctor said for my health's sake I should take a wee drop before going to bed, you know?
Yes, I see.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes I find myself going to bed 4 and 5 times a night, though. Yes, indeed, I really sleep tight.
Yes. All right. Well, that will do. Right now, it's time to answer some of your mail.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, hurry it up. It's getting close to one of my bedtimes.
Yes, I know. The first letter is from Minneapolis.
Oh, it's nice up there.
Yes. Here it is. Dear Miss Clinker, I am 80 years old. Would it keep me young if I married a 20-year-old girl?
Sonny, it would probably kill you. It's like buying a steak when you haven't got any teeth.
All right, next letter. Here's one from a listener in Cleveland. My dear Miss Clinker, I am 35, and I'm going with a used car salesman. Should I marry him?
Why, if you love him, what if he is used?
No. My dear Miss Clinker. What is the most important rule in staying young? Besides lying, that is.
Well, I would say that good health is most important.
Good health?
Yes. People are too run down these days.
Run down?
Yes.
I say, Effie, old girl, would you say that I looked run down?
You look run over.
Please, Effie, you've still got one more letter to answer. Dear Miss Clinker, do you ever wear a sweater to attract men?
Me wear a sweater with my figure? Oh, silly boy. Well, that would be like trying to flag down the super chief with an empty can of sterno.
Well, thank you, Miss Clinker. Our time is up. But before we go, do you have any last message?
Sounds like your last one. No, I'm...
I don't know what's the matter with me.
You've been taking care of yourself.
Yes. Do you have any last message to our audience?
Yes. All of you men out there, take good care of yourselves. Heaven keep you. I wish I could afford it.
The Edgar Bergen Hour, transcribed with Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snerd, Gary Crosby, Carol Richards, Jack Kirkwood, the Mellow Men, and Ray Noble will be back after station identification.
The first half of the new Edgar Bergen Hour, as it was originally broadcast November 25th, 1955. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these important messages.
Dear Ralph, I am writing to tell you that I have reached a decision about what we should do.
Dear Mom, our platoon was on bivouac last week, so this is my first chance to write.
Dear Eddie, thanks for inviting me to your party. I had a very good time, and
The letters we write are so important to us and to the people who are waiting for them. So when you write, take the extra 3 seconds required to add zip code to the mailing address. Zip code helps improve mail service, helps our postal workers to sort mail faster and deliver it by more direct routes. That's why zip belongs on every mailing address, and on your return address, too, so others can easily zip their mail to you. Help improve mail service by using zip code. It will bring you a little bit closer to everyone you know.
Dear listener, now the conclusion of the new Edgar Bergen Hour with Charlie McCarthy from 68 years ago, November 25th, 1955, on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
From Hollywood, it's the new Edgar Bergen Hour with Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snerd, Gary Crosby, Carol Richards, Jack Kirkwood, the Mellow Men, Ray Noble, and yours truly, John Heaston.
Dee-do-dee-do-dee-do. I'll never smile again. Oh, like I snowed before. Do-do-dee-do.
All right, that's enough now. Why such a sad song, Mortimer?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Bergen, I sort of got the dismals today.
The dismals?
Yeah. I'm sort of down in the Humpty Dumps.
I see. Why?
Well, I'm kind of worried.
Oh, I see. Worried about what? I see. Worried about what?
Yeah. Oh, about what? Yeah. Well, I'm worried about things back on the farm, mostly. We got 16 new mouths to feed now.
Oh. A lot of baby pigs or chickens?
No, it's my Uncle Sorghum and Aunt Drusilla. And their kids.
And their kids?
Yeah.
To Uncle Sorghum and his family.
Yeah, I didn't even know I had an Uncle Sorghum, and they all moved in and they're living there now.
Well, that's... How many children do you say?
16.
Are you sure there are 16?
Well, let me see. There's Vestibula, Twitchy, Narrowhead, Fungus and Grunion, Quagmire, Putrid and Slurp, and then, then there's the triplets.
Triplets?
Yeah. Them that has gets, yeah.
What are the triplets' names?
Oh, they're Nert, Bert, and Squirt.
I see.
And then there's, there's the oldest sister, you know, Groucho.
Groucho? The sister's name is Groucho.
Yeah, they call her that because she has a mustache and smokes cigars. Yeah, that's the way it goes, yeah.
Well, that must make things pretty crowded around your house.
Oh, they're sleeping all over the darn place. In the kitchen, too.
Is that so? Yeah. They don't mind that.
No, well, except Cousin Twitchy. He ain't used to sleeping in a strange sink.
Oh, Well, they made themselves at home, didn't they?
Oh, they did that. They're even wearing my clothes.
Is that so?
Yeah, Herkener, or Jerkener, I call it. He got up this morning and got right into my best suit.
Oh, well, now, that is annoying.
Yeah, it certainly is. What's more, he didn't even give me time to get out of it first.
Mortimer, these people, they don't sound like very attractive relatives.
No. They sure made a mess of the house, too, I imagine. I didn't realize how dirty the house was until a dog came in and tried to bury a bone in the living room.
Is it? Tried to bury a bone in the living room?
Yeah. We got wall-to-wall dirt now.
How could they drag so much dirt into the house?
No, I don't know. Well, you know, those little kids, when they go to sleep, you know what they play? They play that game, This Little Piggy Went to Market.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah, but they do it with real pigs all around.
Well, I know it must annoy you, but remember, Mortimer, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah, I imagine so, yeah, of course. Then again, what isn't? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Well, relatives, of course, can be a problem. Do you know what Hubbard said about relatives?
Well, I don't care to listen to anything, that kind of language, you know. Oh, no.
No, you've heard the saying.
Well, I don't...
Haven't you heard it?
I don't know.
Well,
not yet, no.
Well, it was Albert Hubbard.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
Well, I haven't said it yet.
Oh.
The devil gives us our relatives. Thank God we can choose our friends. Now, what do you think of that?
Well, how does it go?
He just went.
Oh. I must have been looking the other way.
Yeah. Now, Mortimer, how on earth are you going to get rid of that mob at your house?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they're going to leave.
Why do you say that?
Well, I overheard Uncle Sorghum say we'll stay until he gets wise.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm beginning to see the light.
You are?
Yes.
Would you mind turning it up a little so I can see it too?
I don't think he's your uncle.
No?
No. And I don't think they're your relatives at all. I think they're a bunch of imposters.
Yeah?
I do.
You may be right at that.
Yes, of course. How can you be so stupid?
Well, it comes easy after you reach the first plateau.
I imagine so.
Edgar?
Well, it's Carol Richards.
I hope you'll excuse my coming out early, Edgar, but I've been so anxious to meet Mortimer. Oh, he's really cute. Oh, Mortimer, don't tell me you're a shrinking violet.
Well, not exactly, no. I'm more of the stinkweed type.
Oh, come on now, Mortimer. Don't be afraid of me.
No.
I won't bite you.
You won't, huh?
Mm-mm.
No teeth, huh?
I think you better sing, Carol.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see a pair of laughing eyes, and suddenly you're sighing sighs. You're thinking nothing's wrong. You string along, boy, then snap. Those eyes, they're part of the tender trap. You're hand in hand beneath the trees, and soon there's music in the breeze. You're acting kind of smart until your heart just goes whap. Those trees that breeze, they're part of the tender trap. Some starry night when his kisses make you tingle, he'll hold your hand and you'll hate yourself for being single, and all at once it seems so nice. The trees are throwing shoes and rice. You hurry to a spot that's just a dot on the map. You wonder how it all came about. It's too late now, there's no getting out. You fell in love, and love is a tender trap. Some starry night when his kisses make you tingle, he'll hold your hand and you'll hate yourself for being single, and all at once it seems so nice. The folks are throwing shoes and rice. You hurry to a spot that's just a dot on the map. You wonder how it all came about. It's too late now, there's no getting out. You fell in love, and love is a tender trap.
Now it is time for our Meet the People department. Our guest tonight is one of the foremost ethnologists in the United States, and his name is known the world over as one of the outstanding authorities on the American Indian. He holds the position of director of the Southwest Museum in Los Angeles. Here he is, Dr. Frederick Webb Hodge.
Good evening, Dr. Hodge. Now, this is a real pleasure to have you with us tonight, and I realize it may not exactly be good form to inquire into a person's age. You know, Jack Benny seems to dislike such probing, but I confess that I'm curious about you. Is your age a secret, Doctor?
No, I'm 39.
Oh, no. Not you, too, huh? This is contagious. No, seriously, Dr. Hodge, about how old are you?
Well, Mr. Bergen, to tell the truth, I was 91 the 28th of last month.
Well. 91 years. Well, isn't that wonderful? And how did you celebrate your birthday?
Well, my friends gave me a party and we really had a grand time.
Oh, yes. Dr. Hodge, as the world's foremost authority on the American Indian, you probably devoted a great portion of your life to the study, haven't you?
Well, as a lad in Washington, D.C., I became interested in Indians, and I never have outgrown that lure. It's been most fortunate, for to love one's work is one of the secrets of longevity, I believe.
Yes. Well, now, while we're on the subject of longevity, you certainly should have some ideas on that. What is your thinking about, smoking and liquor?
Well, for years I've smoked a pack and a half a day, and I enjoy an occasional drink. But my friends have always insisted I should indulge only in moderation if I want to live to a ripe old age.
And are your friends as chipper as you?
Oh, most of them have passed on.
They probably didn't take their own advice. Well, so you've given up alcoholic beverages then, haven't you?
Not altogether. I still like a nightcap before retiring.
I hope you're not like Effie Clinker. You don't find yourself retiring 2 or 3 times a night, now.
Oh, no. One old-fashioned is quite enough for me.
And undoubtedly you subscribe to getting 10 hours of sleep per night?
I prefer 8 hours sleep, but can get along on 7. And I have thrived on 6. When I was preparing the Handbook of the American Indian, it was not unusual for me to sit up doing research, writing, reading proof, until 2 or 3 o'clock every morning. This lasted for 11 years.
Well, you certainly do contradict all the rules I've ever heard laid down for longevity.
Yes. Well, maybe so. But in my opinion, there's nothing more important than leading a normal life. If I have a formula, it can probably be summed up as happy work, happy friends, happy family. I'm most fortunate being married to a charming, wonderful woman. I have good friends, and my life's work has been one I love.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that you've been interested in Indians since you were a boy. How did you happen to make it your profession?
Well, I became field secretary of the Hemingway expedition in 1886. That was the first organized archaeological expedition into the Southwest.
And on the way, did you happen to pass Jack Benny in a covered wagon?
No, but the expedition was a great success. And after my return to Washington, D.C. in 1889, I joined the Bureau of American Ethnology of the Smithsonian Institution.
Well, now, what about the famous Hawaku expedition that you organized?
Well, under the auspices of the Museum of the American Indian in New York, we made expeditions to excavate the Hawaku ruin in New Mexico, which was identified as one of the so-called 7 cities of Cibola. Mm-hmm. That is, the Zuni Indians of old.
I see. Now, in conducting these excavations, just what do you look for? What is the index of the culture of the people? Is it the things they've left behind, I suppose?
Well, primarily, in most instances, yes. However, the real test of the Indians' culture is not always discernible in the material things they leave. The Iroquois, for instance, left very little, yet they had reached perhaps the highest degree of culture than any other Indian tribes of North America, north of Mexico.
Well, in what way would you say did the Iroquois exceed that of other Indians?
Well, in a great variety of ways, one of which was the freedom enjoyed by their women.
Oh.
They had women's suffrage, and bear in mind that was many, many years before our own women were so privileged.
Now, that is really surprising. Now, did the Iroquois women ever exercise their, what shall we call it, voting rights?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
The men could not even go to war without permission of the women.
That'd be a good way to eliminate war. By the time the women get through talking it over, the crisis would be over. Or they could just send the women. Dr. Hodge, you are now director of the Southwest Museum here in our city, isn't that right?
Not exactly. I have been director of the museum for 23 years, but at the close of January, I took a sabbatical leave.
I see. To sort of rest up a little bit, huh?
Well, of course not. I took the leave in order to devote my full time to research for the Department of Justice, Indian Claims Commission. In other words, as my mother used to say, it's like stopping work to haul timber.
In other words, you're busier than ever now.
Oh, yes. We are endeavoring to settle the Apache Indians' suit against the United States government for land said to have been taken from them, thus involving large parts of the Southwest and to run into many millions of dollars.
Sounds like a very important job. Well, Dr. Hodge, I want to thank you for being our guest tonight. A man like you who is 91 years young is certainly an inspiration to the rest of us.
Thank you, Mr. Bergen.
And it's getting a little late, so if you'd like, I'll drive you home after the show.
Oh, there's no hurry to get home. Let's have a nightcap.
Well, let's live it up. And thank you again, Dr. Hodge.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Crosby returns to sing All at Once You Love Her.
You start to light her cigarette, and all at once you love her. You've scarcely talked, you've scarcely met, but all at once you love her. You like her eyes, you tell her so. She thinks you're wise and clever. You kissed goodnight, and then you know you kiss goodnight forever. You wonder where your heart can go. Then all at once you know. You start to light her cigarette, and all at once you love her. You scarcely talk, you have scarcely talked, you scarcely met, yes, you scarcely met, and all at once you love her. You like her eyes, you tell her so. She thinks you're wise and clever. You kiss goodnight, and then you know, you kiss goodnight forever. You wonder where your heart can go. And all at once you know. And all at once you
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is time for our weekly excursion into the realm of culture. Tonight, our forum of intellectual titans bring their great wisdom and perception to bear on the ever-continuing scholastic debate, Whither Literature. Here they are, Edgar Bergen and his End Table.
Thank you. And good evening, Paddle.
Oh, hiya, kid.
Crazy, man. Good evening, Professor Kirkwood, Professor Noble, and, well, if it isn't Mortimer Snurd.
Well, if it isn't, the stork played a dirty trick on the mother.
That'll be enough.
That's exactly what my parents said when they saw me.
Gentlemen, our subject for tonight is Whither Literature. Now, to start the discussion, would you like to define the meaning of literature?
I say, you chaps, look, I should be quite good on this subject, really. You know, I was born in a library.
No, you were actually born in a library?
Oh, yes.
How is that possible?
Well, Mother kept trying to tell Dad, but the librarian kept saying, shh.
If your parents were smart, they'd have brought you back after 2 weeks.
They did, old boy. After all, I did have to be renewed, you know.
Ray, there's a North American van leaving for the Grand Canyon.
Yes?
Why don't you get on it? Or better yet, get under it. Now, please, that will do. Professor Kirkwood, what would you say is your favorite book? Well, it used to be Louis over on 3rd Street, but the cops grabbed him.
No. Oh, too bad.
Yeah, he was on his way to being Bookie of the Month. Yes, Bookie of the Month. That was a loser. Professor Kirkwood, your education is sadly lacking. Oh, you hurt me, boy. I'll have you know I went to school, and I really enjoyed that day. You mean you only went to school one day? You're supposed to go back? Let's continue. Now, Professor Snurd, who is your favorite author?
Well, I think I'd say offhand, I know as well as I know my own name. It's, no, that is my name. No, he's dead, too. Let's see. When they begin. Come on.
I asked you, who is your favorite author?
Oh, Arthur Godfrey.
No. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Say, I hear he isn't around anymore. He just fired himself. Oh, no. That'll do, gentlemen. Now, I'd like to get one sensible answer from this panel, if I'm not being too optimistic. Professor Noble, do you know Dickens' works?
No, but I'm glad he got the job.
No. I'm referring to Charles Dickens.
Oh, Charlie Dickens, of course. Yes, how silly of me. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, his books have always occupied an important position in our house.
Is that so?
Oh, yes. See, we have a table with one short leg.
Yeah. This is hard to believe. Haven't you read any of Dickens' famous classics? You know you might enjoy Little Women. Oh, I've enjoyed quite a few of them. Kirkwood, we're still on the subject of literature. I think I changed it for the better. This is awful. Our modern writers have been compared unfavorably with the great 15th and 16th century authors, such as Shakespeare, Chaucer, and Bacon. Now, Mortimer... You're off my guard, all right. Well, what do you think?
I wasn't thinking.
How would you compare the modern ones with Shakespeare, Chaucer, and Bacon?
Well, I'll have some.
You'll have some... Have some what?
Some of that bacon.
No. I'm speaking of Francis Bacon.
Oh, the mule.
No, not... This is Bacon the man.
Oh, well, count me out. I ain't no cannonball.
Gentlemen, this is a discussion on literature. Certainly you have read some books.
Oh, of course.
Well,
I read
naturally,
Webb,
yes.
certainly.
I mean,
I just read that book about a bad day at Santa Anita.
Yeah? A book about a bad day at Santa Anita?
Yeah, you know, the naked and the dead.
No.
Yeah. Another loser.
Yes.
I say, did any of you chaps read that new English bestseller, the typewriter murder mystery?
No.
Or Who Shifted Lady Cholmondeley's Carriage?
My favorite is one of those Mother Goose stories, you know, like Little Boy Blue can blow your nose, one of those. You're a better man than I am, Rin Tin Tin. I like it.
My wife again.
Now, please, gentlemen, please.
I say, chaps, the book I'm waiting for, just between ourselves, is the new Kinsey report.
Yeah?
Oh, yes. This one's on the love life of the mashed potato.
Yeah. The love life of the mashed potato?
Oh, yes, old boy. You'll be surprised at what goes on under that gravy.
Is
I gotta take a look sometime.
Gentlemen, we are here, I repeat again, to discuss the basic difference between modern and classical literature. And there are many of them. Mortimer, would you like to illustrate? I say, would you like to illustrate?
No, I feel all right.
No. I maintain that we're taking this subject too lightly. Now you know that Socrates, what he said about the importance of literature.
No, I don't think I was listening.
Well, he said it before you were born.
Well, I know I wasn't listening.
For your information, Socrates lived many years ago in old Greece.
I say, he must have been a rancid old duffer.
Ray, you're not trying to keep this on a level keel at all. I just can't cope with this abysmal ignorance being shown here tonight. This monumental illiteracy, the crass superficiality, the utter incomprehension.
Shut up.
Charlie, I'm delighted to see you in such amenable mood today.
Which mood?
Well, you know, easygoing, easy to get along with, likable, gentle.
Well, it's this way, Bergen. A gentle act, a gentle word makes life pleasanter. Just like it says in the song. Listen. Gentleness is welcome. You like that?
I do, Charlie, because it's true. True not only of people, but of cigarettes. That's why for months all Philip Morris smokers have enjoyed a new cigarette made gentle for modern taste. Born gentle, then refined to special gentleness in the making, this new cigarette comes as a wonderful surprise to veteran smokers, gives today's young smokers just what they require in a cigarette. Enjoy the gentle pleasure, the fresh, unfiltered flavor of new Philip Morris. You'll find it in a smart new red, white, and gold package.
Have a gentle Philip Morris, made gentle for you.
Enjoy new Philip Morris, the gentle cigarette. And now, here is Edgar Bergen.
And now it's time for another bit of sage advice from our rural philosopher, Mortimer. And here he is with Snurd's words for the birds.
Half a loaf is better than no rest at all. Thank you.
Next Sunday. Good night, everyone.
Remember to listen to Edgar Bergen with Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snurd, Ray Noble, and the entire ensemble next Sunday at the same time. Tonight's Edgar Bergen Show with Jack Kirkwood, Carol Richards, Gary Crosby, and the Mellow Men was produced and transcribed in Hollywood by Sam Pierce. Script by Cy Rose, Hilda Black, and Zeno Klinger. This is John Heaston speaking.
From 68 years ago, November 25th, 1955, the new Edgar Bergen Hour with Charlie McCarthy on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Fibber McGee and Molly turn up next, but first...
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking about ducks for the last half hour. Now let's talk turkey. We're in this fight to the finish. And what does a smart guy do when he starts fighting?
I know, McGee. He gets somebody to hold his coat. Somebody that he knows won't go through the pockets while he's in there swinging.
And that's all of us. We're holding the coats for our boys in the Solomons, in Iceland, in Egypt, in Europe, and all over the world. They're trusting us to see that they'll have something when they get back.
Yes, so let's let them come home to a country that's kept faith with them. Let's buy only essential things. Use less, waste less, and save more by buying war bonds.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Well, that was from the end of a 1942 edition of Fibber McGee and Molly. Let's go to an edition of Fibber McGee and Molly from 68 years ago, November 25th, 1955.
Miles Laboratories, makers of Alka-Seltzer, bring you another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Again, we invite you to listen to the transcribed adventures of Fibber McGee and Molly. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. Our story will be underway in just a minute.
This is Eleanor Engel. You know, having fun is good for you.
Feel good so you can enjoy your fun.
When you feel all in, all over, with a headache, upset stomach, or general achiness, that's when you should take Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer tablets dropped into a glass of water fizz and become a liquid way to relief. Starting with the liquid is wise, because anything else you swallow has to be changed by your body into liquid form before it can help you. Alka-Seltzer becomes a relief-giving liquid that's better because of action in the glass.
Yes, action in the glass changes Alka-Seltzer tablets into a liquid. This is the form your system can use most easily and naturally for relief.
Action in the glass supercharges Alka-Seltzer with lively bubbles. This soothing liquid speeds relief.
Action in the glass makes Alka-Seltzer easy to absorb immediately. You'll like Alka-Seltzer for refreshing relief.
Something new has been added at 79 Wistful Vista today. A handsome custom-made slipcover on the big easy chair in the living room. Well, it's a beautiful imported material. And I'd ask Mrs. McGee to describe it for you, but she's upstairs dressing for a date with some friends. Uh-oh, there goes the phone.
Hey, Molly, the phone.
That must be the upholstery people. Answer it, will you, McGee? Tell them the slipcover's beautiful, and I'm just delighted with it.
Well, I'm sorry, kiddo, but
Tell them I meant to call them about it, but I haven't had time. Oh, and have them mail the bill to us, will you?
I'm afraid you'll have to answer it, Molly. Ordinarily I would, but I'm kind of busy.
I'm trying to get dressed, McGee. I have to meet Mabel Toops in 15 minutes downtown.
I know, but I'm too busy right now. The phones are way out there in the hall, and I'm in the living room, and I can't...
for heaven's sake. I'll never get to that matinee on time. It's 2 o'clock now, and I'm still in my slip. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee. Ah, hello, Dr. Gamble.
Him.
Yes, he's here, Doctor, but he's too busy to answer the phone, he says.
Ask him what he wants.
I'm in a big rush myself right now, Doctor. Have to meet the girls in front of the Bijou in 15 minutes, and our car battery's dead.
Ask him what he wants.
Oh, you are, Doctor? Oh, wonderful. I'll certainly appreciate the lift. Yeah, I'll be ready. Thanks. Bye. Oh, boy, that's a break. Dr. Gamble's going to drive me downtown.
Good. I always say there's no use having friends if you don't get any good out of them on account
McGee.
of...
Just how long have you been sitting there in that easy chair?
Oh, let me see. About 12 minutes so far. Why'd you ask?
You mean you were right there, not 10 feet from the telephone? You had me run all the way downstairs to answer it.
Well, gee whiz, I told you. I'd have answered it, only I'm busy.
Busy? Sitting in an easy chair with your feet up on the ottoman, your head back and your arms hanging over the sides? Busy doing what?
I'm guarding my health.
And of all the chairs to sit in, why do you have to pick the one with the brand new slipcover? You're doing what?
I'm guarding my health. I read a survey where it says 9 out of 10 doctors recommend just sitting quietly in one spot, doing absolutely nothing for 1 hour every day. Good for the health.
Well, you picked a fine day to start. And can't you sit in some other chair? You'll have my new slipcover worn out before anybody sees it.
Oh, I can't move now, Molly. I already started my 1 hour of sitting quiet and not moving. If I move now, I'll have to start all over again.
Oh, if this isn't the silliest thing I ever heard of.
Grocery boy!
Well, it may sound silly to you, kiddo, but I can tell a big difference already.
You can, huh?
Yes, I've only been sitting here relaxing for about 14 minutes so far, and my breathing is easier, and I find I got lots more wind.
Well, then you're wasting your time, son. There's one thing you don't need. It's more wind, because...
Who asked you? Look, old-timer, why don't you knock before you come bust... Molly, where'd she go?
Oh, is that what that was? I see something running upstairs with a piano shawl over its head, but I couldn't make out just what... Say! Got a new slipcover for the easy chair, huh? Hey, get up, Johnny. Let's see it.
I can't get up now, old-timer. I can't move for an hour.
Can't move? What's the trouble, son?
Oh, there's nothing the matter with me. I'm just...
Oh, you know Papa was a lot like you, Johnny. You never could tell when Papa was sick because he always looked horrible. What's the matter, son?
There's nothing the matter. And if you got work to do, don't let me keep you.
Oh, Papa looked just like you the day he came down with that awful wheeze. Bronchovanillomyelitis, the doctors called it. Bad.
Look, if you got to run along now...
Very rare disease, carried by the male to-see fly only during the last 3 days of July on odd years. The very 3 days that Papa ushered at the theater.
What theater?
The one where they were showing Trader Horn. Seems like Papa got too close to the screen during the big monsoon scene, and one of them to-see flies flew out and... Say, this thing you got ain't catching, is it?
Yes. Now that you mention it, it's very catching. It's called mesoballonia, and it starts with a kind of a tightening up at the pasofreni like... You see?
Oh, that sounds bad.
I knew a guy that got it once, and in 24 hours, he was gone.
24 hours?
Yeah.
He could learn from me, Johnny. I'm gone right now. So long.
Boy, I thought I'd never get rid of him.
McGee, that must be Dr. Gamble now.
Now, you'll have to let him in, Molly. The front door's locked, or I'd just holler, come in. But I can't get up because I only been sitting here for 17 minutes, and I got to sit still for a whole hour.
In a moment, we'll return to Fibber McGee and Molly.
Mother, I'm sure you know that good health doesn't come by accident. If you have a happy, healthy family, you deserve a lot of credit. And you probably realize that you must guard against vitamin shortage, one of the common causes of loss of pep and energy. Now, an easy, practical way to protect your family against vitamin shortage is to give them one-a-day brand multiple vitamin tablets regularly, every day. You see, your meals may not always contain enough vitamins, but one-a-day brand multiple vitamins provide all the vitamins children and adults normally need to take. They are prescription-quality vitamins in small, easy-to-swallow tablets that leave no aftertaste. That's why youngsters take them willingly. And one-a-day brand multiple vitamins contain vitamin B12. Buy a package at the drugstore today. You'll be surprised at how inexpensive this important protection actually is. Ask for one-a-day brand multiple vitamin tablets in the blue box with a big red 1.
Coming. 1 moment.
Hello, Molly.
Come in, Doctor. I'm sorry I took so long to answer the door, but I was upstairs.
Oh? Isn't the noisy half home today?
McGee? Well, yes, he is. But...
I'm in here, Fatso. I'd come out and greet you myself, but I'm afraid I can't right now.
The little man is busy?
Oh, yes. Working very hard at it, too, I might add.
What's he doing? Repairing the hole in the water pipe that he accidentally made while he was repairing the hole in the water pipe that he accidentally made?
No, nothing like that. This is big stuff. Important work. He's safeguarding his health.
I beg your pardon?
Seems he read somewhere that the way to be healthy is to spend an hour a day sitting perfectly motionless, and that's what he's busy doing right now.
Oh. Does that include his mouth, too, Molly? Because if it does, someone ought to call the Gazette. I can see the headlines now. McGee's mouth motionless.
Very funny, Lard Bucket. If you're ready to go to the movie, Molly, don't keep Doc standing around. I'll miss you, but him I can do without.
No, it doesn't include his mouth. That's too bad.
Pay no attention to him, Doctor. I'm ready to go. Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
I've got the wrong purse. I'll have to go change purses. Just be a minute.
Take your time. I'll go visit with your logy little yogi in here for a minute. What's this sitting motionless routine about, Lout? And what's new about you sitting motionless? You've spent most of your life in a lump.
I see no point in discussing matters of how to be healthy with a guy that makes his living keeping people sick. But for your information, I'm not getting out of this chair for 1 hour. So just keep your snide remarks to yourself, big horse nurse.
Not moving out of the chair, huh? What happens if the house catches fire?
If the house catches fire, I guess I'm supposed to carry him and the chair outside, Doctor.
Oh, nothing like that's going to happen.
And I'll do it, too, because that's a brand new slipcover on that chair, and it costs $47.
Oh, hey, it looks very pretty, Molly. It's beautiful material.
Yeah, the Abbott upholstery people made it for us, Doc. Come back tomorrow and you can get a better look at it when I ain't sitting in it.
Isn't this ridiculous? Come on, Doctor, we better go. Well, I'll be back in a few hours, McGee, so...
Hold it a minute, Molly. I'll answer that for you. Hello? McGee's residence. Who? No, this is Dr. Gamble, but I'll take the message.
Now, look, McGee, please don't get in any trouble while I'm gone, will you?
Don't you worry. You go right ahead. Have a good time. Don't worry about me.
Famous last words.
And I'll sit right here till it's time to get up out of this chair. Then maybe I'll go take a nap. You go on. Have fun.
Well, let's go, Molly. It's nearly 2:15.
I'm ready. Who was that on the phone?
Oh, just the radio station. It's a quiz program. I told him he was too busy to come to the phone. Try somebody else.
Huh? Who? What? Did they want me?
They said they wanted Mr. Fibber McGee to tell them the name of the President of the United States for $2,000.
What?
I told them you wouldn't get up out of your chair for $10,000.
What?
Doctor, get
Why, call him back. I'll talk to him. Oh, you dirty double-crossing big...
Relax. It was Mabel Toops, Molly.
Oh, Doctor.
I told you were just leaving.
Why, you... Well, get him out of here, Molly. Before I forget all about my health and get out of this chair and beat the bajunior.
Now. Relax, dearie.
Mm-hmm.
Relax. That's it. You relaxed?
Yeah.
Good. See you about 5. Bye.
Happy rest, pest. Stay healthy.
Oh, boy, I thought they'd never get out of here. Wow. If I had to go through this again, I think I'd... Hello? The Abbott Upholstery Company? This is Fibber McGee. Yeah, the party you made that $47 slipcover for. Look, get a man with a needle and some material over here right away, will you? It's urgent. I dropped my cigar in that chair about an hour ago and burned a hole in the slipcover about the size of a pie plate. A big pie. My wife will be back in a couple of hours, and if I want to stay healthy, you better snap it up, because if she finds out about this...
Your friends have more to say to you presently.
Mother, after a long and tiring day, and by the time you feed the family and get the youngsters off to bed, you certainly deserve and need to relax a little. But sometimes you may be just too wound up to relax. Well, for such times, remember Miles Nervine. Miles Nervine soothes nervous tension so you can relax. It helps you keep calm. Miles Nervine is easy to buy at all drugstores, and it's pleasant to take, too, in either effervescent tablets or liquid. Take Miles Nervine during the day to relax or before bedtime for sound, relaxing sleep. Follow the label, avoid excessive use. Yes, to soothe nervous tension and help you relax, remember Miles Nervine.
How's the matinee? Like it?
Yes, very good. By the way, I ran into Mrs. Spradley on the way home. A terrible thing happened.
Yeah?
Yeah. Seems her husband was sitting on that brand new divan of theirs, just casually smoking a cigar, and guess what happened?
He dropped his cigar down and... what happened?
Well, he suddenly got a terrible cramp in his leg. Just couldn't get up. Sent her right out to get Dr. Gamble. I can't imagine what brought it on.
I can. I said so long, everybody.
Oh, goodbye.
Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed, is brought to you Mondays through Fridays at this time by Miles Laboratories, makers of Alka-Seltzer. The Old-Timer is played by Bill Thompson and Dr. Gamble by Arthur Q. Bryan. This is John Wall saying don't forget to join us Monday when Mr. McGee comes up with one of his sensational inventions. See you then.
November 25th, 1955, Fibber McGee and Molly here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Yeah, smoking can be bad for your health in more ways than one. We'll check and see what's going on with Irvin the Lion with Lum and Abner when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues in just a moment.
This year, 32,300 people are doomed to death.
By Cornelius Happ, I never stopped to realize.
You know, Harlow, it takes 10 seconds and 336 feet to stop a car traveling at 60 miles an hour. That's why brains are more important than brakes. Why the man behind the wheel should beware of the speed at which he's driving. Why safe and sane are synonymous words to drivers who value their fellows' lives as well as their own.
In other words, Hap, just because Autolite resistor spark plugs give your car more pep, don't try to use all of it, eh?
Exactly, Harlow. But there's more. The Good Samaritan is the gracious guy or gal who not only knows and keeps the rules of the road, but also keeps his temper in his head when some bungling Benny gives him the road hog treatment.
Yes, Hap, it's sad but true that one right way to wrong driving is to always demand your highway rights. Be sure to be safe.
Right, Harlow.
And before we take a safe trip to Wistful Vista, let's remind you that tomorrow when you travel back, we'll have an episode of Counter Spy, Dick Colmer as Boston Blackie, an episode of Suspense, a Yours Truly Johnny Dollar episode starring a fella that you'll also hear during that same hour, and that's going to be Mandel Kramer, and an episode of Claudia. That'll be on our next Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, our Sunday edition. Right now, let's see what's going on in Pine Ridge, Arkansas, and see what's going on with the boys trying to track down the big tiger, Irvin, when Lum and Abner, November 25th, 1941, 82 years ago.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. You know, folks, our old friend Lum has one bit of philosophy that we'd all do well to remember and to put into practice. It's simply never put off until tomorrow that which can and should be done today. And you know, that's mighty good advice to follow, especially where Alka-Seltzer is concerned. Now, for instance, if you happen to be troubled right now with acid indigestion, well, right now is the time to alkalize with Alka-Seltzer and see for yourself what remarkable relief it offers. For Alka-Seltzer does offer a remarkable kind of quick, twofold relief for acid indigestion. A tablet or two, dissolved in a glass of water, bubbles up and makes a sparkling, alkalizing solution which not only quickly neutralizes excess gastric acidity, but it also helps relieve that full, stuffy feeling. What's more, Alka-Seltzer is mighty pleasant to the taste. And it's not a laxative, so the next time you suffer with acid indigestion, sour, upset stomach, or occasional distress after eating, be sure to alkalize with Alka-Seltzer. You'll feel better fast. Remember, you can get Alka-Seltzer at all drugstores, by the package, or by the glass at the soda fountain. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge.
Well, when last we visited the old fellows, their plans to capture Irvin, the lion, had failed completely, and had resulted in Lum getting caught in a bear trap that Abner had set. Since then, the lion has disappeared, and reports about him have been coming in from adjoining towns. In Pine Ridge, the stores and school have reopened, but people are still pretty cautious in venturing forth from their homes. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum in the Jotham Down store. Abner has just returned from making a delivery. Listen.
You got back in an awful big hurry. You sure you didn't just dump them groceries out, Summers?
No, sir, I delivered all of them, Lum. But I run all the way. You know, that's scary out there.
Scary?
Why, sure, it just seems like that lion's going to jump out from behind every house you pass.
Oh, prattle. That's just your imagination. Ain't we been getting reports of folks seeing him in other towns? Odin and Cherry Hill and Big Fork? They're even blaming that train wreck south of Potter on him.
Well, just the same, I think that lion is still hanging around Pine Ridge.
Prattle.
Well, if you're so sure he's out of town, why don't you make his delivers in?
Well, I would, but, well, you know how bad my foot's hurting me where I stepped in that dead-blame bear trap you set yesterday.
You said this morning that your foot felt all right today.
Well, the pain comes and goes, Abner.
Oh.
It's paining me something wonderful right now.
Well.
Granny's, I'm lucky to be alive at all after being pushed into a bear trap and attacked by a lion.
Irvin never attacked you, Lum.
He never. Well, where'd I get these bumps and scratches on the back of my head?
I told you got them when you fainted and fell through that screen door. Irvin never paid no attention to you at all. Just sort of glanced at you and then walked on up the street.
Listen, Abner, ferocious lions don't act that way. I know he attacked me. You's more'n likely so scared and excited you don't recollect what actual happened.
I was standing right there whenever...
Let it go. We got something more important to do.
We have, huh?
Yeah, we can't let that lion run loose all over the country, endangering everybody's lives. We got to organize a safari and capture him.
Yeah, we're... Organize a what, Lum?
A safari. That's a big game hunting expedition in Africa.
Africa?
Yeah, just reading all about it in a book we got over there in the library. Through the Jungle with Sir Alexis Littleton. Sir Alexis catches lions and tigers and all that stuff.
Well, that sounds like a good idea, Lum. I'd love to go on that there safari, whatever you call it, but I don't think Irvin's had time to get there yet.
Get where?
Africa.
Africa?
Ain't that where you said we was going?
Of course not. We just hunt around here, or wherever we think Irving has been.
Well, now, if you think he's went to Africa, why, I reckon that's where we better go then. I doggers he must be an awful fast runner to get that far away in this length of time.
I know how far it is.
We better pack a big lunch if we're going to make a trip like that.
Abner, we ain't going to Africa. I just meant that Africa was where Sir Alexis does his big game hunting. Here, let me show you a picture of him.
Love to see him.
It's right here on the front of the book. Here, looky there.
Well, I do know. I doggers he sure gets around for being just a young'un, don't he?
What do you mean, a young'un?
Well, look, he's got on short pants and half socks, Lum.
Of course he has, but that don't mean he's
Reckon
a young...
his mama knows that he's running around down there in Africa hunting lions and such as that at his age.
Wait, look at that picture again, Abner. He's got a beard.
I doggers he does have, don't he? Well, reckon how a little kid like him could grow a beard like that.
For goodness sakes. He ain't a little kid, Abner. He's a grown-up man.
Huh?
That's just the kind of clothes big game hunters wear. Heavy shoes, short pants, big helmet. Granny's hard to get me an outfit like that.
You mean you'd wear stuff like that?
Why, sure. If I'm going to lead that safari out after the lion, I ought to look like a big game hunter, oughtn't I?
Well, now, Lum, you're too old to be running around in young'un's clothes.
Granny, I can just see me. Big belt around me and a couple more big belts over my shoulders, carrying a big lion gun. What an impression I'll make on Miss Fredericks.
Miss Frederick?
Why, sure.
Why, you surely ain't gonna let her see you dressed up that way, are you?
Of course I am. In Facts is, to be right honest about it, that's the main reason I'm going to do all this.
Well, now, Lum. Oh, sure. Yeah, I see your point now.
I thought you'd catch on.
Well, I wouldn't go too far with it, Lum. You don't want to make her feel like she's robbing the cradle.
Robbing the cradle?
Yeah, well, now, I'll admit it'll help you win Miss Frederick if you can fix yourself up to where you look younger, Lum. But I think wearing short pants is overdoing it. She don't want to marry no 4-year-old young'un.
For goodness sakes, can't you understand? Them short pants is just for hunting lions in. They ain't got nothing to do with trying to look younger.
Well, you don't need to be ashamed about it, Lum. I understand how them things is. An old feller falls in love and...
Old feller? Who's a old feller?
Well, now, don't get mad, Lum. I want to see you win Miss Frederick a worse way. And if it'll help to make you look younger... I, doggies, will make you look younger. You can count on me.
I don't want to look no younger.
Yes, you do now. You don't need to hide things from me, Lum. I'm your best friend. Let's see now. First thing I believe we ought to do is to dye your hair. We can take some black ink and just
you
pour
leave
it...
my hair alone.
Well, it'd make you look a heap younger, Lum. Then we can trim your mustache.
Abner, will you listen to me? I only mentioned them short pants because...
All right. You can have the short pants if you want 'em. But now, in that case, I think you better shave that mustache clean off, Lum. Wait a minute. You ain't going to try to go back to school just so you can get to be in one of Miss Frederick's classes, are you?
Of course I ain't.
Well, that's good. I don't think it'd work no way, Lum. They could tell by your size you's too old for school, even if they couldn't tell by your clothes.
Abner, I ain't going to school, and I ain't trying to dress like a young'un. All I'm aiming to do is...
I know. I was in love myself once, Lum. But now there's just one thing. Try and be sensible about it.
Sensible?
Yes, sir. Now, I think dyeing your hair and trimming your mustache is a good idea. But now, as far as wearing them Buster Brown...
Abner, get off that subject before you drive me stark raving mad crazy.
You won't look good, them little Buster Brown suits, Lum.
Don't you realize there's a ferocious lion running loose, endangering the lives of women and children in every town around here?
Why, of course I do. That's Irvin, the lion.
And don't you realize that every time he tears somebody to pieces or does some damage, it's our fault?
Our fault?
Yes, sir. It's our lion, and we let him get loose.
Oh.
So just forget about dyeing my hair and stuff like that, and help me get this safari organized so we can capture Irvin.
Yeah, that's a better idea, Lum. That looking younger, that idea can wait, but now we better get Irvin as soon as we can. How soon are you going to start that safari?
Right away. Or wait a minute, though. Granny, we have to wait till Cedric gets back in town.
Cedric? Is he going to lead the hunt?
No, I'm going to be the head hunter, but I need him for... Well, to be honest, Abner, I don't think I've got enough nerve to go outside without Cedric near me.
You ain't hunting?
No, not the way that lion hates and despises me. Attacks me every time...
Why, he never attacked you, Lum. He just...
Wait a minute, I think that's our ring.
Yeah, I believe it. Why, sure the world.
More likely somebody else threatening to run us out of town if we don't find Irvin.
I don't know who it could be. Everybody's threatening us that I know of.
Hello, jot 'em down, store. Lum Edwards doing the talking.
Threatening to whip me, shoot me,
Who?
everything.
Oh, how are you, Miss Fredericks?
Miss Fredericks.
It's Miss Fredericks, Abner.
Yeah, I heard you.
You what?
Looks old Lum's ears turn red when he talks to her.
Why, of course you do,
Embarrassing.
Well, if Ezra left it up to me to pint somebody, I'll just pint myself. Yes, sir. Oh, no bother at all. Just glad to do it. Yes, Mom. Abner, see if you can find some old belts I can wear over my shoulders.
Belts?
Yeah, I got to go over to the schoolhouse to guard the young'uns from the line while they're leaving school. And I want to look like Sir Alexis.
Now, Lum, you don't want to get all fixed up like that now, huh?
Yes, I do. Now, hurry up and do as I say.
All right.
Mom?
You want to do it?
Oh,
we'll do
no, Miss Frederick. Just waiting on a customer.
I'll help you all I can.
Oh, no, we don't have many customers. I can get away all right.
You're my true friend.
Fact is, I'm planning a big safari. Safari? No, a safari, a big hunting expedition. Abner, get away from me.
Huh?
Mom? No, not you, Miss Fredericks. I was just talking to Abner. Abner, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to help you.
Well, just get away from me. What's that, Miss Frederick?
I'll help him with it.
No, I'm still here. Well, I'll be over as soon as I can. Yes, ma'am. Well, I'll be right over. Yes, ma'am. Well, you can count on me guarding the young'uns first. Abner, get away from me. Go get them bells.
Well, I want to finish this first, Lom.
Well, here, what am I saying to her? Don't let me stand here and tell her I'll go over there.
You done told her.
That's right. Yes, Mom?
Hold still.
All right, Miss Fredericks. I'll be right over. Yes, Mom. Goodbye. Grannies, why can't I keep from saying things like that?
There. Now, how does that look, Lom?
Huh?
Your britches. Is that how you wanted them?
Why, you crazy idiot. You ruined my pants. What's the idea of cutting a feller's pants legs clean off above the knees while he's talking on the telephone?
Well, you said you wanted to wear short pants, and I dog as you got them.
Folks, play safe. Build up your resistance. And be sure that you and every member of your family get the protective benefits of adequate vitamins A and D every day this winter. And here's an easy, pleasant, low-cost way to do just that. Take one-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets. One-a-day tablets are so good for you, so high in value, and so low in cost that no family need be without them. Each one-a-day tablet contains the same amount of vitamins A and D as are contained in 2 whole teaspoonfuls of cod liver oil, meeting minimum United States pharmacopoeia standards. And they're so easy and pleasant to take. No fishy, oily taste and no aftertaste. 1 tablet a day is all you need. 1 tablet a day is all you take, and 1 penny a day per person is all it costs. Just listen to these amazing low prices. You get 30 tablets for 35 cents, 90 tablets for only 85 cents, and 180 tablets for just $1.50. In the winter months, you need the protective benefits of vitamin A and D because you don't get as many green vegetables and as much sunshine as you should. So be sure to ask your druggist for one-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets and take 1 every day. And say, while you're in the drugstore, don't forget to take home a package of Alka-Seltzer, too.
And there you have it, Lum and Abner, 82 years ago, November 25th, 1941, on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Our webpage, classicradio.stream. You go there, you buy me a copy, help us support our show. Tomorrow, crime drama, Counter Spy, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, Suspense, Boston Blackie, and Claudia. And thank you for joining us. Tell all your friends about the great radio shows we have here each and every day on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.